Hey all, J-Man here. I just wanted to tell you about beardedshirts.com. It's a great place to get a lot of cool superhero shirts and other merchandise. You can scroll, they've always got sales on. As you can see, they've got these really cool print all over shirts, which I really love. That's Eddie, the founder of the site. And if you're looking for stuff, all you got to do is you click on the search here and you can type in all over. And that's going to show you the all over prints, which are really, really cool. Look at that. You got Legion of Superheroes, you got Brave and the Bold, you got JSA, you got Superman, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, all kinds of stuff. So check out beardedshirts.com. Hey folks, welcome to Days of High Adventure. Today, we're going to be talking about Dragonslayer. Got a full cast of crew here to talk. Everybody want to get in on this one. This is a suggestion by our super friend, RR. You see him in chats all the time. And he suggested to do Dragonslayer, and we all thought Dragonslayer is the worst movie of all time. Why would we do that? No, of course, that's not what we said at all. We all said, well, of course, Dragonslayer's the damn best movie. Dragonslayer was Lord of the Rings before we had Lord of the Rings. It's still kind of Lord of the Rings anyways. I don't know. I watched it again last night on Blu-ray, 4K, 65-inch TV, sound blasting up. Excellent. It was an excellent movie. We're going to talk about it today. Before we bring everybody in, let us talk about what's happening coming up, though. Tomorrow, Sean and I are back for episode 8 of Earth's Mightiest Mondays. This is Avengers, which we do every Monday. We haven't done the last few Mondays because we've been doing Legion, but now we're back on full track with Avengers starting tomorrow. Wednesday it's going to be on my channel, simulcast, simul-streamed on my channel, and also the Action Elite. We're going to be talking about Abraxas, Guardian of the Universe, and we're going to try our best to figure out what the hell that kid is. The co-maker, committer. There's so many accents in that movie that I don't understand, and there's no subtitles on my copy, so I don't know what they're saying. There's like some special kid. He's the co-something. I don't know if he's the co-worker, the co-founder. I don't know what he is. He's the co-something. Everyone says it differently. So we're going to have a poll to figure out what the hell that kid's name is. Anyways, Jesse the Body Ventura, Sven Olthorson, and Jim Belushi is in that. Is in the movie. What in the heck? Alrighty. That's going to be on Wednesday. That's going to be a lot of fun. Yes, this Friday, you're going to get fisted on Friday. And that's thanks to FK, of course. No. You're going to get fisted on Friday. Marvel premiere 15 to 20. First 6 issues of Iron Fist, Danny Rand. This is the real Danny Rand, not the fake one you saw on Netflix. And not the fake one you're going to see if they ever do another version of it, unless I direct it. If there's another Iron Fist movie or show and I'm not making it, then it's going to be the fake version. Because if I was making it, I would literally just take the Epic Collection and make that a trilogy. Like literally just make that whole thing. Next week, 1 week from today, the Alan Quatermain live stream. We're going to talk about King Solomon's Mines and Lost City of Gold. We're going to do a versus on those two and see which one's better. And we're going to figure out, is it Quatermain? Is it Quatermain? In the movie, Sharon Stone says Quartermain. She can't pronounce the character's name in the movie. There's no R. There's no R in there. They need to stop saying it wrong. She's literally says Quartermain. I'm like, that's not the name. Anyways, we're going to figure it out on Sunday, though. All right, let's thank the super friends. Let's thank Dan, Sean, Stephen, Brennan, Mark D, RR, who's backstage, Philip, S-Vaughn82, Digger Jim, Quagnar, and Just Joe. And we always thank Mike Alonzo, Clobberin Times, our friend who passed away last year. We miss him. And I think, I know he would have liked this movie. There's no way he would. This is a legit good movie. This isn't like some of the other cheesy ones we've been doing. This is like a damn legit good movie. So, all right, let's start bringing in our players here. Where's all I've got? I don't know what intros I'm going to do with everybody, but we'll do the ones that I've got.
Who?
Hey.
That kid's the co-signer. He co-signs on housing deals.
He's the co-signer. Yeah. Did you watch I haven't seen Abraxas in 400 years.
Yeah, I didn't even watch it yet. I will.
Okay, you got to
I
rewatch
remember
it.
it being bad, so I have to watch it again.
Well, it has been said in some circles that Sean has a good memory. That's the only hint I'm going to give.
I remember Jesse Ventura opening a fridge and saying a line really dramatic, like, oh, like that. I remember that, so I have to watch it.
Okay, I've never seen multiple narrators. I forgot all this. It's like my name's Abraxas. He's doing this narration. I was like, okay, and then my name is Secundus. And I'm like, wait, is there a new narrator? What happened here? There's another, and then the girl starts narrating. I'm like, okay, wait, I've never seen multiple narrators. I think it's kind of fun. Yeah, it's not great.
Undertaker's in it too, no?
I haven't finished it yet.
Yeah.
It's not a Nemesis 4. The reason it's called Nemesis 4 is because you need 4 sittings to finish it.
I tried watching Nemesis 2 the other day, and I got a half hour in.
Okay, I'm taking the Nemesis challenge.
It's cool, but it's slow paced. Like cool things happen very slowly.
And when I mean slowly, I mean fucking slow.
I mean effing slow. Yeah.
from that.
Get the other guests in, man.
Let me get the other guests in.
Yeah.
Hey.
God, I thought I was just going to listen to you guys talk about that for next 10 minutes.
I was like, we're getting too in the thing.
We're already getting into it. It's like we haven't even done anything for Nemesis yet. And we're already getting all right, let's bring in our other fellows. I'm gonna just bring the rest of the people in.
I can't wait any longer.
Hey, what's up?
Joe Dog and RR here.
What a shirt!
Where's our buddy Ross?
It's a bearded shirt, man.
What a great shirt! What a great shirt!
Yeah, I got the Death Dealer here. There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, and I've got D&D Red Box.
Yeah, I saw that, and a great avatar for Steven. Fantastic.
Yes.
Oh, brilliant.
All Star Wars Pierce is here. 5 out of 5, baby. Oh my God! Sean, look at that!
Sean!
Whoa!
Is that comic? Is it comic?
It's a comic.
Oh, is it Marvel?
It's Marvel.
It's like a thingy.
Mary Severin did the pencils for this, so pretty cool.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah,
awesome.
FK
We'll talk about the differences because there's some weird stuff in there, but yeah.
Purist is here. Make sure you subscribe to Purist. His link is in all my videos. Check out his channel.
How did they do the pond scene, Sean? The famous pond scene. The gender reveal.
He just says you're a girl, and then that's it.
Yeah, but did he ask her? He didn't ask He didn't ask her her pronouns though.
He dives in and then he goes, you're a girl. And that's it. Yeah.
He just assumed because she has a female body.
Who was fooled by that?
Me.
Oh, I knew it was a girl in 1 second.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, hang on. Interesting fact, because I watched the making of for this.
Right.
They on the audio, like the sound design of this film is brilliant. Yeah. So one of their little tricks was up until the pond scene, they lowered Caitlin Clark's voice. They lowered the levels.
Yeah.
So her voice isn't just her performance; it's the actual tinkered with the sound to give it a lower timbre, right? So that she would be a little more convincing. But after the reveal, they just have a normal voice. So there's a lot of thought.
Lowering her voice now. Okay, I haven't seen this since VHS days. So I thought, I was like, my wife might enjoy it, so I thought, why don't we watch it together on one of our, because we always watch one movie every Saturday and one movie every Sunday. So today's movie was The Return. Yesterday's movie was Dragonslayer. I mean, she thought it was great too. So it's like, this was just like a great thing to watch. I was like, I hadn't watched it in a long time. I remember as a kid, it's one of those movies I watched so many times on VHS as a kid that you don't think to, like, I just, I bought the DVD and then
strong female characters.
Yes.
Hey,
that's true. Oh, you know what? That princess was awesome.
She was
stepped up.
Yeah. She did. That's on my most recent watch. I thought the same thing because originally I thought she's a bit silly, but wow, she is one gutsy princess.
Yeah. Oh, and she got like eaten to shreds, man. Like, man. Oh, she's dead.
The director was saying in test screenings, people were visibly sickened by seeing her being eaten by those creatures, by the dragon things. That he was horrified. He's like, oh my god, he didn't realize how much it would. He said it described it as stomach turning. So yeah, Princess Elspeth, she was the MVP for a fair bit of the film.
Yeah, she was good. All right, so what Ross is saying, he's on it. It's like I'm saying I don't see him, so I don't know what's going on with our buddy Ross here. But we'll get to when he gets here. Dragonslayer, great font. Start right there. This looks like it's like Now I watched
Co-produced by Walt Disney Productions, by the way.
With Paramount.
That's
why I did that
before this. So
reckon that's why Disney doesn't have it on Disney Plus, because there must be a legal entanglement with the rights.
Probably. I have the Blu-ray of this. It's definitely worth getting on Blu-ray if you don't have it. I think a 4K might be out or forthcoming.
There's a 4K out.
There's a 4K out. It might look even better. Might look better on 4K. I don't know. I haven't researched it.
How do the flying effects? I mean, I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead. How do the flying effects hold up though, and when on 4K Blu-ray?
So I've got the Blu-ray. Joe Dog, did you just say you had the 4K or no? Is that?
Yeah, I got it. I own the 4K on my 23rd birthday last year.
Awesome. So tell. Okay, so what does it look like on the flying effects on 4K? Does it look pretty good or does it not look as good now?
I mean, it looks decent. I mean, I can't tell about the graphics, but the picture is pretty decent. If you look at the Predator 4K, I hate the overgrain. I cannot stand the overgrain on like even for like for True Lies on 4K, that was such shit. Like they put AI onto True Lies on 4K.
Why?
They did it on Aliens as well, and they did it on
Cameron is an AI fanatic now. He thinks everything should be on AI.
Yeah, he likes the AI look of it.
And so Avatar 3 will suck.
Well, so I thought the flying looked really good. So I'm watching on 65-inch Blu-ray on a 4K TV, and my 4K player does try to upconvert as much as it can. It looked really good. The little dragons, you could kind of tell it's like they're puppets or whatever, but really the rest of it looked pretty goddamn good. Like, I mean, I don't know, the dragon's pretty badass. Like what's funny? I'd watched that horrendously garbage damsel movie starring 7 or 11 or whatever the kid's name
Millie
is.
Bobby Brown.
7-11.
Is it what is it 7 or 11?
It's 11.
It's 11. Okay, no, I really did. I'm not trying to be funny. That wasn't a Clobby thing like Man of Steel or whatever. I really don't know. It's 11. Okay, 11. I'll try to remember. So starring her, and that was just like the worst movie of all time. And it basically borrowed. Did I say borrowed? I mean ripped off and stole this entire plot from Dragonslayer, which is it like literally stole everything. I didn't realize. I was like, oh, this reminds me a bit of Dragonslayer. No. It is Dragonslayer. I don't remember why this reminds me of Dragonslayer because it is. Except in this one, the women actually tried to escape and be smart. And when they go into the caves, the guy actually uses a shield made of the scales of the dragon. So obviously it can protect from fire. Whereas in Damsel, I swear to you, she hides behind like this mountain, this like kind of rock thing, and the fire, the dragon shoots the fire. I'm not making this up, promise. The dragon shoots the fire and the fire flames up and hits itself. And it kills itself with its own fire. I'm not making this up.
I think you need to stop now because my brain's gonna melt if I hear any more of that. Oh my god,
guys! I was in literally jaw drop. I'm like, okay, so that's like me. That's like my oxygen. Look, I'm dead. Oh, my oxygen. It's like so. Yeah, hey, backseater, what's going on, dude? All right, so.
Hey, matey.
Let's go. Are you? I'll let you go first. Or what did you? So why did you suggest this movie, and what were your?
All right, I missed this in the cinema, and I missed it because for the same reason many people did. Because one thing we'll talk about at some point is the financial failure of this film. Because while it did well with critics, and people who saw it liked it, it was a failure financially. Made what 14 million against $18 million budget. So it wasn't in cinemas that long. It was misunderstood. And 2 weeks after it was released, Raiders of the Lost Ark came out. So that was it.
Yeah.
And also, big fantasy film of the same year, Excalibur, right? So
Excalibur
serious
is awesome too.
Oh, Excalibur. Let's not even go there because, you know, that's 2 or 3 streams just there on that. So I first encountered this in a Scholastic, because I was in school in Canada then, in a Scholastic film, or, you know, the novelization. It wasn't novelization, it was a picture book, right? And it had all the photos, and I was reading it going, wow, this is really cool. And I like dragons. So I thought, oh, this is fantastic. And got it on VHS and was like, unbelievable. I mean, I played Dungeons and Dragons at that time. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, this film is the adventure I could only dream of. You know, it had everything. Mm-hmm. So that was my exposure to this film, and it's always held tremendous charm for me. I to this day, Vermithrax Pejorative is not only the coolest dragon name of all time, but it is the coolest film dragon. And we'll talk about the artistry later and such. But there are so many reasons why that CGI dragons do not compare. Nothing like compares to Vermithrax for the personality, the menace, the danger that the creature exudes. So, best all time screen dragon, great adventure. Really spoke to me on so many levels. So yeah, that's my take.
All right, Joe Doug. So what happened was, I guess you saw that we were doing this and you wanted to come on. I didn't know you liked this movie. I would have thought you may have been too young to appreciate this kind of old school movie. So what are your thoughts? I guess you got the 4K, so obviously you really like this movie.
I really love it. It's one of my all-time favorite movies, and probably because that I just love dragons. I just love the I love the action. I love the dragon. Like, the dragon battle is really amazing. Yeah. I loved it. And during the ending, they just snapped the dragon out. Snapped the dragon at the end. So, yeah. Hey, Classic Comics, how's it going? Make sure you guys are subscribed to Classic Comics. Link to his channel is in all my videos. I'll put some links up in a bit. So there's Ray. Not this is Ray, right? Or is this no? Wait, was there a Ray in this movie? Hold on, Dragonslayer. For some reason, I thought there was a Ray character, and I was like, hey, or is that Abraxas I'm thinking about? What the heck was there? I didn't write. Oh no, her name is Valerian. Sorry,
Valerian. Yeah, Valerian.
Yeah.
There was a Ray in a movie I just watched. I was like, oh my god, the person's name is Ray. I'm like, look, it's the real Ray, not the fake Ray. But yeah, Valerian. Sorry. So I thought that she was a girl. Now I didn't remember from when I was a kid or not. And when I saw her, I was like, I think that's a girl. My wife's like, I thought that. She's like, I was just about to ask, is that a girl? I was like, yeah, I think it is a girl. I was like, I think I remember that it's a girl. But the whole thing is because they're doing the sacrifices, which is the lottery. The lottery. All right. So Steve, I can't remember. Was this your first time seeing this or no?
It was.
Okay. So interesting. So now you're coming from, I've seen Lord of the Rings, I've seen Hobbit, I've seen, whatever else, right? Like, what are your thoughts on this
crap load of fantasy movies? Yeah, I like this movie a lot. It kept surprising me, which I didn't expect. And as soon as I saw like Disney Buena Vista, I was like, oh God, here we go. It's going to be a very bloodless, very, tame fantasy movie. And now I started watching, I'm like, this is definitely not a tame fantasy movie. I see nudity, I see gore. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, Dragonslayer was going to be like the Sword in the Stone.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I do like, though.
Well, hang on, though. Disney back then were not the creature they are today. You got to think the Black Hole come out in 1979, and that is horrific. That's a horrific film.
No, I didn't see Black Hole. What am I talking about?
Really disturbing.
Watcher in the Woods. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, all right. Anyway.
Sorry, Steve. Sorry.
No worries. Funny thing about Black Hole, I listened to the audio recording of it.
Me too.
But I never saw the movie. I only listened to the recording of it.
It's so awesome.
Did that scream? Did Anthony Perkins scream as he's being disemboweled? Did that give you nightmares on the audio recording?
No.
Oh, it freaked me out.
I'm not squeamish at all. When I saw when I was 4 years old, I was watching Raiders of the Lost Ark with the whole face melting thing. It didn't bother me at all. I'm not squeamish at all. I don't like
Oh.
eye things. That's the only thing. I don't like eye things, and J-Man will tell you I don't like needles. That's the only two things that I sort of react.
Ah.
And funny fact is, Caitlin Clark played one of the hookers in Crocodile Dundee. She was Simone.
Yes. Gotta get,
I think she's dead.
Yeah,
So
she's
dead.
she passed away about 20 years ago from cancer.
Cancer. Yeah.
You would never guess watching this role that she would then turn and play that character in Crocodile Dundee. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It shows you how good an actress she was. It just kept surprising me when they said, "Oh, her name's not like the princess's name is in the lottery." I'm like, well, they'll have it, and then the king will step in, and that'll be that. And he steps in. I'm like, oh, there you go. And then it's like, nope, she's still in. I'm like, what the hell? And then she's released, and I'm like, okay, she'll run away. No, she still goes. I'm like, I was actually bummed out that she died because I'm like, if you show that sort of bravery, you should live at the end. I was like, what the hell? But as soon as her foot came off, I'm like, oh, that's the end of that. Like, she's definitely not surviving with her foot being eaten off. And Ralph Richardson, that man could he's Ralph Richardson. So he always brought a gravitas to the movie, no matter it seemed what he did. And I like Peter McNichol, man. I always like Peter McNichol and whatever he did. Of course, Janos.
He's the best character.
Janos in Ghostbusters too. But even like Chicago Hope, he was the only reason as soon as his character died in Chicago Hope, I stopped watching Chicago Hope because I'm like, there's
no hope.
I lost all hope when Peter McNichol died. He's a great character. This is just a really solid adventure fantasy film. It's got a hero you can believe in. He gets a cool weapon, and it breaks. And I'm like I said, this thing kept fooling me. It kept surprising me. And I was like, wow, now I know why everyone loves this film. I remember my dad had it on DVD, and I told him I was going to do Dragonslayer, the Dragon Jersey. He's like, oh, that's a great movie. You love it. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And yeah, it was great, man. I did enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, there was a lot
Brilliant.
of surprises. Like, I remember as a kid, like just being like, oh yeah, it's an adventure. It's magical guy fighting the dragon. That's what I'm pumped up for. And then watching it now after like whenever I had the VHS to now, because when I got it on DVD, I never even watched it on DVD. And so watching it again on the Blu-ray, it was almost like, it's not like watching it exactly from new, because I kind of remembered like as things were happening, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I kind of remembered as you're watching. But I didn't really think too much about, oh yeah, it's the lottery. Yeah, they just pick some chick or whatever. But like it's like how she like, it's like, oh no, all the names are the princess. Like she changed it, she rigged it to herself. Like, oh, that's so cool. I was like, this princess, what the hell? I remember thinking like she was whatever, right? I'm watching now, like she's pretty pumped up, and then she goes for it anyways. And then seeing all the names, Valerian, that's the name of that other series. Tyrion, that's taken from the guy's name is Tyrion. That's from taken for Game of Thrones. Like, this has like a lot of cool stuff. I watched the Ebert and Cisco and Ebert review of this movie. They both really liked it.
Yeah,
they both give it thumbs up.
Rest
so
in
that
peace,
was cool.
Ebert. I miss him.
Yeah, they're awesome. Although they weren't good for genre pictures, although they did both like Swamp Thing though, so that is good. But usually for the genre movies, I didn't like.
Was it Ebert or Siskel who described Conan the Barbarian as Star Wars, but written by a psychopath?
Yeah, okay, I can't remember that. It may have been Ebert, but Conan. Like the thing is, this movie. So I watch a movie every Saturday night. This Saturday night, I was watching Linda Carter Wonder Woman, so I didn't watch a movie. But usually, I watch a movie, and I've been watching a lot of those, the Severin releases, the Arrow releases, the Vinegar Syndrome releases. So it's like White Cannibal Queen and Warriors from the year 2072 or 2033, or depending on which version you bought, the year was different. So it's like I've never seen that before. But anyway, so I've been watching 2020 Texas Gladiators and all these like weird movies. And I said to my wife, I was like, oh, I gotta watch it. We gotta watch Dragonslayer. She's like, oh dear. I was like, hold on a second. I said, it's not like one of these. I've been watching.
No,
like,
it's not.
I was like, this is
not.
Yeah, I was like, this is like a legit good real movie, like think Conan and all of that. So she's like, oh, okay, so we watch it together as opposed to me just watching it on my own. But yeah, so I mean all of it is like it's like a D&D adventure. You get guys, the guys got to learn. I like how he learned in the journey and did stuff and learned about consequences of his actions, and he thought he was all cool.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, all this stuff happens. It was weird because he started out being an ass, and it wasn't like he was like a loser nobody who became awesome. He started out being kind of an ass, and he was pretty good. He was able to kind of do stuff, and then he kind of was like, oh shit, I'm going about this all wrong, and you know what I mean? Like, I think I'm this big guy or whatever. And I like the love story with the two of them, where she's like, oh, you're in love with that princess, and all this. Like, no, I'm in love with somebody, but it's not her. Oh, who is it? I don't know. I like that. So yeah, it's a cool movie. I mean, we didn't put it in our when we did our fantasy tournament.
Really, you didn't put it in? Oh,
well, because it's too good.
Yeah.
fair enough.
Like it wasn't.
We had trouble with the sci-fi one with Enemy Mine.
Enemy Mine.
Yeah,
That
fair
came
enough.
out of nowhere. I mean, that was
Yeah.
No,
Gosh.
I had never seen Enemy Mine
Neither
at
did I.
that time, so I
Really?
wasn't sure. Like I remember like it because, but we all kind of had that impression. Well, it didn't do that well. People are kind of meh on it.
And no one talks about it, so I was like,
No
well,
one
maybe
talks about it.
I've seen
Maybe.
it, but yeah.
Yeah, so it made the list because it was supposed to be the fantasy tournament list was not about what is the best fantasy because it's obviously Conan the Barbarian, but and this would be in your top 3 or
This
4
would be
anyway.
this would be a
Even the
contender.
low-budget guys,
Like yeah, so we're trying to say like it's like Deathstalker was in there, Ator,
do you know-
these cheesier ones.
This film, if you think about it, is the Jaws of fantasy films. Because it's quite a while before they only reveal the dragon little by little. Of course, at the
Yeah.
end, we see and then there's that. I mean, the confrontation in the cave, the Lake of Fire is
That was
just epic.
badass.
But you feel you've been waiting for it. You're built up to it, and you first see the dragon behind him. Like he turns around, and there it is. You see from its perspective, and just everything about that creature. I'll tell you, the one little detail that gets me every time that I love about the dragon is the inhale.
Yeah.
Before it breathes fire, you hear this vast sucking sound of it breathing air in. And that creates that extra second of dread because you know what's coming next, right?
Yeah.
The sound effect for it, breathing air, inhaling deeply, sucking air in so it can incinerate somebody.
It's
Everything
awesome.
about the creature it's magic. It was cinematic magic.
This guy's a great character too, and he died. I'm like, damn it, everyone's dying on this. Like a lot of people will get smoked by the end of the thing. Sean, would you have seen this in the theater? I don't think
No.
you would have been too young. Right? I was.
When it came out, so I didn't see it in the theater,
Yeah.
but it was on TV all the time. And of course they cut out parts, but
Yeah.
But I grew up with it on television. I liked it as I found it slow as a kid, but I still liked it as a journey. Watch thing. The dragon at the end when they finally reveal it and stuff. I always thought was impressive, and watching it now, the crawling and everything, it makes it look like a real actual creature, like they got a real dragon from somewhere.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Stop motion.
I think it was their first time doing something non-Lucasfilm, and and yeah, it's pretty incredible stuff. So I grew up with it. It's pretty cool. I got the Marvel Super Special and everything. I read this today. I rewatched the movie over the weekend, and it's even better now because there's themes I wouldn't have known as a kid. So like this is set in, I think, in a time before Christianity takes root, and this movie it runs through the film, and it runs even more through the comic adaptation, which is probably from an earlier shooting script, of like the belief system of like the dragons and all that stuff being supplanted by Christianity, and at the end of the movie, the wizard and the dragon are the last of their kind, and the last of that whole belief system. So when they die, Christianity takes root. In the comic, at least, I don't think in the movie, but the father of Valerian is like the cross is the future. It's like you guys are young. Go away from here and start a new life and all that. There's a scene, I don't think it's in the movie, between landslide and the celebration, where they go back to the village and there's no one there and they're all in the church and the guy's baptizing people and everything, and then what's his name?
Is it Ian McDermott?
Pardon?
Ian
He's
McDermott
dead.
plays the priest.
Yeah,
He's died though. He got incinerated in the movie.
Is that before or after he dies?
But Galen's like, I defeated a dragon. It's like landslide. So they go to the landslide, and Ian McDermott or whoever is like, oh, look what God has done for us. Like, look at the glory. And then Galen's like, God didn't do this, I did, right? That's not, I don't think that's in the movie. It might have been
I don't think so.
It might have been a scene that they cut out. I don't know. But yeah, no, this is incredible. This is a great fantasy thing. I think it might be a little trite to people. Like you obviously know the dragon's not defeated by that landslide. Like it comes back and everyone's like, oh, you provoked it. Oh, but they cut out a lot of the backlash, which is great because I don't want backlash for Gillen. Like he tried, right? They just immediately hide him, right? So that's cool, and they help him out, and then they help him defeat the dragon once and for all, which is pretty cool. I love the king. The king is awesome. Because I love the way that guy, I don't know who it is, the actor portrayed him as like he's stern in what he's saying, but he sounds compassionate. He's like, he talks about the lottery and he's like, I know it sounds cruel. Yeah, he goes, I know it sounds cruel, but like it's the lesser of two evils, right? And it's like I've protected my whole kingdom this way, right? And talking about how like the lottery is the way to go, and it kind of is. Like I mean, the thing is, if you want to kill that dragon, all this stuff is going to happen. Like a lot of people are going to die, but like after that, it's fine. But you have to rip off that band-aid, right? There's a lot of great themes throughout this, more so than you would figure from a fantasy picture, right? Nowadays they just make stupid fantasy stuff, but like if anyone wanted to watch like what an example of a great fantasy movie is, this is it. This is great, and the whole world looks lived in. It has the culture thing, like the dancing, the circle dance, and all that stuff. It's incredible stuff to watch.
Peter Eyre,
I think that it's better now than I feel it's better now to me than it was what I was watching as just one of the fantasy things you watch on TV, right?
Yeah.
So that's what happened that's what I was saying when I watched in VHS days. I didn't pick up on any of this. I was just like, okay, the dragon's awesome. He fights that thing at the end. He gets like wicked. He gets a cool weapon and shield. And you're writing all this down for D&D adventures. Okay, make up a cool shield for the next adventure. You're getting all these. Too bad I watched it with who'd we lose?
Oh,
we lost Ross. He'll come back on.
Yeah.
So it's like, too bad I watch it with my wife because we play D&D, so I was gonna write all this down and do some of this stuff. But like going into the caves, like everything looked so awesome. Every area was awesome. All the shots were awesome. The costumes were cool too. Like just like everything with this movie was wicked.
Could you believe the cave was a soundstage?
That's crazy. The cave was awesome.
The Lake of Fire.
Oh, here it's around here. Yeah, look at that.
It's Pinewood Studios. It was.
Yep.
I didn't know. What's Janos doing? Janos should have really stepped up. He should have said, "Listen, I fought dragons, woman. I know what how to defeat Vigo." And then the Emperor. I can't believe I that was right before he became a Sith Lord. That was like the Emperor's.
Yeah.
I think what happened was he was on this planet. And then he died here, and then that's how he became a Sith, and then he became Senator, Chancellor, Supreme. I don't know why that guy goes through like 17 titles. He's the Emperor. I don't use his real. I don't like Palpatine. Well, we should do a stream on when did you learn that guy's name was Palpatine? I learned. I was just gonna say it's like when I finally found that stupid figure. I'm like, who's Palpatine?
That's like
what is this
all
weird name?
That's all the Star Wars characters. It's like Klaatu Barada Nikto.
Yeah.
I think they're in the credits, but they're not named that in the movie.
No Gort.
What?
No Gort.
Oh, Gort.
Because that's a joke. That's Lucas put
Gort
that in as a joke.
I know it's Gort from
the Dadia stood still.
Klaatu
Barada Nikto.
Yeah, that's how you stop him.
I thought that was.
Yeah, that's how and then they used it in Army of Darkness.
The one thing that I hate from Star Wars is the Ewoks.
Oh, Joe Dog has
I
to
don't
go
know.
now. See you later, Joe Dog.
I don't know. Come on.
That's it.
They're all right.
The Ewoks are. I'm gonna Ewok the crap out of the next stream, buddy. We're gonna play Ewok.
They're all right. And we do see them die, right?
Yeah.
So a bunch of Ewoks get killed, which
You know.
is surprising decision for that time. So.
You lost a subscriber,
sad.
Joe Dog.
Oh, Joe Dog.
We're a harsh community, man. The Star Wars community doesn't F around.
Ewok lovers are a harsh community.
Yeah.
The Ewok lovers are like the cult. We're like cultists or whatever.
Yeah, but
It's like-
we've heard the crap about the Ewoks for years. Oh, they're just teddy bears. Who cares? It's like, come on, Ewoks are warriors.
Yeah, awesome. That
Yeah.
comic was
What?
awesome too. The new one.
yeah, it was pretty fun. All right,
It's the only good new Star Wars comic. Anyway.
yeah, that's true. But I love this green flame thing too that was happening.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Like just like the scenery was cool.
Well, the green flame is important because he sees it and he realizes, oh, I got to throw the ash in, right? Like later on.
Well, Hodge knew that. Galen didn't.
Yeah.
It was Hodge who knew that.
And Galen is taken from something else too. I'm telling you, all these names have been
Planet of the
used.
Apes.
Yeah, Galen's from Planet of the Apes.
Oh,
Eh.
yeah, okay. We got to do the Planet of the Apes. That Sean wants to do that at one point too. We'll do the Planet of the Apes series.
Yeah.
I could do that. I could do that any stream. I don't need to rewatch them. I've
Yeah,
seen them.
me neither. Yeah.
I should
watched
just-
it.
Also, I got the Excalibur Blu-ray today.
Oh,
Ooh.
we're gonna do we haven't done Excalibur, right? No, we haven't done Excalibur.
No.
We're gonna do Excalibur, so remind me. But you don't need to remind me. It's on my background. It's one of the movies in my layout. So we're definitely gonna do Excalibur. That's where I got the pass at school. Where I was talking about my VHS back in high school. I had 400 VHS tapes or something, and they're like, oh man, it's like yeah. And this like guy, long hair, he was a metalhead, and he's like, oh, you got a big collection, huh? I was like, yeah, I got a lot of movies, and he's like, oh yeah. He's like, do you have Excalibur? I was like, yeah, of course I have Excalibur. That movie's awesome. He's like, do you have Conan the Barbarian? I was like, yeah, I've got Conan the Barbarian. That's like my favorite movie. He's like, okay, you got a good collection. I was like, yeah, I got the pass from that guy. It's like this guy talked to nobody. He was like this weird guy, but he was like,
it was always on TV late at night. I remember in the 80s.
Yes,
it was
It's
always on TV late at night.
Here's my suggestion for the next Days of High Adventure: Pulp Fiction.
it won't be. It won't be for a while. I don't think I could do Paul. It's not from this time period. It's got to be an older movie.
Yeah. Have you ever done
but I do
the
love
Van
Pulp
Damme Street
Fiction.
Fighter?
I did Van Damme Street Fighter on Owen's thing. So here's the other thing that you guys don't know. So Owen is our buddy
Action
who
Elite.
does the Action Elite, and we're trying to not copy each other if possible.
Fair play. Fair play.
We did Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter on his channel.
Hard Targets?
We haven't done Hard Targets. So, but again, that's slightly. I have to think. Like, I don't want to go too far away from the kind of like theme of like the sci-fi genre, like sci-fi horror fantasy of like that time. Like that's why I love Pulp Fiction. I've seen that 100 times, but that's why I won't do that one either. So stuff like that. Next one is going to be Alan Quatermain and King Solomon's Mines.
Richard Chamberlain, rest in peace.
That's why I want to do that for Richard Chamberlain.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's
terrific.
awesome.
What an actor.
Yeah, he's awesome. Actor. And he was Aramis in the Lester Musketeer flicks. Steve, sorry, you're going to say something?
Yeah, I think we did Excalibur on the Action Elite. I recall that.
It may have been a while ago, though.
It was a while ago. It was
yeah, so I'm okay. That one fits right in, so I'm going to just do that one. There can be overlap. Like,
okay.
I might still do Mortal Kombat. That's sort of the tail end of these. Yep. I still might do Mortal Kombat, but at least not for a while, to not overthrow.
Maybe when MK2 comes out?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens with MK2. But anyway. Yeah, I like when this blacksmith guy, gives him that weapon. You get basically it's the Hobbit large arrow, the black arrow or whatever that they shoot.
Sicarius Draconum, Dragonslayer. He's even named it. Oh, Such a good film.
I liked yeah, so this is one of these ones where I think I would just give this a 10 out of 10 out of there's not I don't know if we're gonna even bother doing ratings. I put a poll up. Let's see how the poll's doing. Hold on a second. Okay, so Dragonslayer, somebody gave it a 2 out of 5. Oh, I'm gonna beat that person up. Somebody gave it a 3 out of 5. I'm not gonna beat them up, but I'll punch them, give them a good punch in the head.
They must have watched the wrong film.
They watched the wrong one, yeah.
They watched the wrong film.
So 33% gave it a 4 out of 5 and 44% gave it a 5 out of 5. There's 9 votes so far. So
as fantasy films go.
Yeah, it's a 10.
It doesn't get better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of what could be better. Like, I mean, you could say, well, there could be more dragon, but what was it going to do? Like, the story plays out in a logical way. Like, the dragon's already getting the virgins, so why does it need? It's not going to do anything. The problem is that it could eventually say, well, now I want 2 virgins, or now I want, like, who knows what? Like, in Game of Thrones and stuff, you have to keep feeding these dragons, and people have to literally, in House of the Dragon, they have to keep giving, like, either cattle or sheep, and the guy's like, yeah, we need our food too. Like, we're feeding these dragons for the war. It's like feeding the war machine, right? It's like, yeah, you're sending your dragons out. Well, they got to eat, right? And this guy's eating up all my stock, So, anyways, like, what more could you do? Having the baby dragons, okay. Steve, you didn't think there'd be baby dragons, did you?
No.
Yeah, I forgot that. I was like, oh yeah, there's the babies in here. That was pretty cool. They look like those monsters. Remember those puppets?
Yeah.
They went. So I was watching the making of director Matthew Robbins talking. They went to great lengths of designing them to not make them cute. They did not want the audience to feel sorry for them. But I do. That moment when Vermithrax comes through the cave and just nuzzles the dead body of the baby with its snout, and then it cuts to there's just the mist, and you hear this roar, like it's just I felt sorry for it. I felt
Boglins,
yeah, that's probably right. Yeah, baby dragons are brilliant.
That's what they look like, yeah.
They're boglins, yeah.
Yeah.
No, they are awesome. Yeah, so this guy's got like those really so he's got amulets, he's got weapons, he's got shields, he's got what else has he got? Like, it seems like he's got magic obviously on his side. Then his master comes back at the end when they do the ashes and stuff, and they resurrect him so he could sacrifice himself one more time. That was cool. I like the Tyrion guy who's like, look, I just want to keep the peace. It's like, so I have to, like, we have to keep this agreement. That's the whole reason there is this peace. Yeah. And I love where like it's like the lottery is there. It's like, okay, and then they put her in, and so and here, and this is funny too, because watching this as a movie person, you're like, oh, the blacksmith's daughter, like Valerian is going to get chosen. You know what I mean? Like, as a movie, you're like, oh, she'll get chosen, but it completely flips that, where it's like, oh, the queen is chosen. You're like, okay, the princess is chosen, and then they're like, oh yeah, we picked the wrong thing. Ha, sorry. It's like, oh shit, they're all the queen. It's like, what? And the queen's like, yeah. It's like, this is all a bunch of horse shit. Because I hate movies. This movie did not do this, but I hate movies where there's a character who like finds out information and then still believes it after. Yeah. It's like, yeah, Steve, it's so irritating.
Yes,
it's like,
it is. And that's what I thought would happen. I thought she'd be like, oh, you're just lying and all that.
Right. Nope. No, okay, so it's now, Steve, I can't remember if we talked privately or whatever. What I said to you, I was like, you're going to be pumped up for this movie. I guarantee you, because this is not just because you couldn't, I know you can't make, it's one of the, you can't, I know you can't make one of the Sundays. I can't remember.
The next one I can't make.
You can't make it the next week. And that's why I was saying, you got to come to this one, because I don't want you to miss out on this movie, because I know for sure you're going to be shocked at some of this stuff. And I didn't even remember all of the details. I only remember 2 or 3 of these plot points. I remember Steve's going to be shocked on this. And I didn't even remember that the girl, like that the princess sacrificed herself forever. I forgot that completely. I think I was just thinking like, oh, I want to see the dragon. Like, I'm not thinking, okay, Ross, since you're here and you may or may not, I feel like you're coming in going, tell us quickly, what do you think about Dragonslayer?
Oh, I loved it. I couldn't thank you enough for having me watch that again.
Yeah.
That was like, I told all my coworkers, like, you got to come over for movie night, because they're all like Lord of the Rings fans, right?
Right.
They're like millennial. I don't have to wear these. Can I hear you?
We can hear you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so they're all like millennials and Zoomers who love like Lord of the Rings and the newer.
Oh, cutting out. Why is it? You were fine last week. I don't understand what happened.
Yeah.
Okay, well, he loved it, so he's just start talking. If you can hear me, start talking when you're back, and then we'll just quiet if we hear you talk. I don't know why is but yeah. Anyway, so I was saying, Steve, you got to make sure you make this one because this is a super cool movie that's actually legit good. Like I would have had we known.
I
known.
I love the Deathstalkers. I love the.
Jeez.
Oh, he did say Deathstalker, so we are going to play this. If you say Deathstalker, we have. Now I said it earlier, but I didn't play because we just started.
I'll have my revenge, and Deathstalker too.
Best intro to a movie. You know what? Star Wars isn't that good. At no point in time does anyone turn to the camera and be like, "This is a Star Wars." we're in a Star Wars or something. They didn't say
the Empire struck back. Like
so they gotta have someone sitting there and they're like, "Damn it, the Empire." It's like, what are you guys like? And then one guy will be like, "The Empire strikes back."
Yeah,
it's like, oh shit!
It's like it's Return of the Jedi.
Remember that? I really hated Clerks too. But one part that was funny. He's like, "There's only one return. That's of the Jedi." Because we're all pissed off.
They're pissed off about Lord of the Rings.
He's pissed off about Lord of the Rings.
He's like, Fellowship of the Ring, and he walks in, here's Two Towers, and he walks, and he's like, "Here's Return of the King." Return of the King, and he walks in, and he drops the thing, and that's it.
Yeah, he goes, "There's only one return, and that's of the Jedi." But the rest of that movie's horse shit.
Yeah.
I love this movie. Growing up, you want to rewatch a few months ago. Yeah. So I think, Sean, like what you're saying, it's even better now because now we're big film nerds and we're watching. We're like, oh shit, all of these little plot points. Oh my God, like it's so cool. Like I didn't think that was going to happen. And that surprised me. And what, the princess is dead. She was pretty cool. Like she should have lived, right? Like you thought for sure she's going to live there. Like first, I didn't think she was going to get picked. Secondly, I didn't think she was going to and if she gets picked and she goes, she'll definitely survive.
Yep.
Like she's dead. Even like the wizard, so he dies when they did that dagger thing. Yeah, that was awesome. Even in the first 10 minutes, I was like, "Oh yeah, I think this guy dies here or something, doesn't he?" and then he died, and my wife was like, "Wait, is he really dead? Like, wait, what the hell? He's dead?" I'm like, "I think he's dead." I'm like, "I think he comes back or something. I can't remember." But then they had the ashes, like, "Yeah, he's gonna come back or whatever at the end."
Yeah, but the best is he's like, "You cannot hurt me," like, and then he's like, and he drops, like, and he just drops, and I'm like, so he could hurt you. And then they're like, that was his intention the entire time. He wouldn't have been able to make that journey, so he had to do it this way. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's creative, man. That's creative. Understanding. Like Ralph Richardson, who at that point is like 77 years old, doing all of this stuff. It's like, it's not going to happen. So you had to do something where you could have him in the end, establish who he is at the beginning, have him at the end, but not have him do all of his adventuring because he's still 77 years old. He can't do it.
Right.
So it was
and you still got the journey.
Yeah.
Like you still got Galen's journey of growth, and then that guy just comes back at the end to sacrifice himself because he knew he was going to anyways. He knew that was, and this way, logistically in the real world, you didn't have to have an almost 80-year-old man go through all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And in the movie world, it makes sense because he's saying, "Oh, I'm old. I can't make the journey anyways because I'm still playing an old man." And you still had Galen's heroic lessons and journey and falling in love and meeting the girl and saving the day. You still get all that. And then he doesn't even have to sacrifice himself at the end because the guy comes back and he's old anyway. So he's like, "Well, I'll sacrifice myself and kill this dragon." I was like, that kind of worked out. That's almost like someone came up with the story and then wrote it on paper or something and then typed it out on paper and then distributed that to other people that they got together to make a movie.
Yeah.
That's weird. They didn't just want to insult people. They didn't just make a list of things that we hate and throw them in a movie to insult us and then make fun of us for not liking it. That's so weird.
Yeah.
How
Well,
old is
that's
that movie?
when they used to make movies.
1981.
Sadly, though,
I can't even
sadly, it still didn't succeed. That's the tragedy of this film.
I think what happened.
There are other films like this, though, that you've looked at in the
Mhm.
past, which deserve to do so much better, and this is one of them. You know,
Again,
This is a shocker. Go
it
ahead.
is-
this is the dread of 1981.
Right.
Dread, though, to me is even more shocking because Dread came out in a time when there
Yeah.
weren't that many good movies, whereas Dragonslayer came out
Oh,
when
hang on,
had all the like.
Yeah.
hang on a moment, because you've got 2012 has got Dark Knight Rises and Avengers, right?
Mhm.
So you got two massive films that year as well. I mean, timing. I agree, Steve. That timing was an issue. I mean, like I said, 2 weeks later, Raiders of the Lost Ark comes out. You've also got Excalibur this year. 1981 and 81, 82 are. I mean, there are more good films in 1982 than there probably have been in the 21st century.
Yeah,
Right.
but if you go 81, 82, 83, 84, like I mean, it's
forget
like
it.
insane.
It's
like-
crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
If you
No,
start at 80. Just do 80 to 85. Forget it.
forget it.
you know?
Yeah, that's the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what Steve is saying about Dread, though, I think like those movies were automatic. They're just people are just gonna go see them anyways. So Dread could have capitalized on comic books and superheroes. I think here's the thing. This is weird. Dread is weird because people didn't go see it. They thought, oh, it's just going to be like the Stallone movie, which they thought, oh, was cheesy. But a lot of people saying the Stallone movie was cheesy and I'm not going to go see this new Dread movie, didn't even see the Stallone movie and were just saying, oh, yeah, it's not a bad movie. And the thing of it is that when you see that movie and you don't know anything about comic books or 2000 AD or anything, like Charlie, who's not here today, Charlie and I saw that movie in the theater and didn't know anything about the character of Judge Dredd at all. I've heard of the name Judge Dredd and I saw some of those comic book covers. We walked out saying, this is the greatest movie ever. We loved it. And then we bought some comics and it was only after the fact that we realized, well, this didn't capture everything. He took off his helmet. That's weird. So it had some cool stuff, but some other stuff. So it's a bit of a mixed bag, that movie. But other people didn't know that. They're just going, oh, it wasn't that good or whatever. It's like, did you watch it? Because this is one of these cases where if you're saying it's not good, I want you to really tell me why you thought it wasn't that good. Because if you're about to say a bunch of stuff, because I had a guy, I'll tell you this really quickly with Judge Dredd. Somebody was saying, oh, Judge Dredd, the Stallone movie is terrible. It's trash, whatever. I was like, why? And like, well, he never takes off his helmet in the comics. I was like, sure he does. I was like, I've got tons of comics. He takes his helmet off all the time. And the guy's like, what, really? I was like, yeah, so give me other reasons. And he's like, well, I don't know. And he just couldn't come up with any other reasons. I said, okay, you're right. He never takes the helmet off. You never see his face. If the helmet is off, his face is obscured or something, right? Like you don't really see it. But the guy believes me. Like he did. So he wasn't confident even in the one argument that he had, which is something if you're a Dredd fan, but nonsense if you're not. Like if you're not a Dredd fan and you don't care about that and you don't read comics, so why are you concerned whether the mask is on or off? Like you're just using that as an excuse for yourself to not like it. Just tell me why. Just say it was boring. Oh, I thought it was boring. I thought Stallone sucked. I didn't care about the story. Schneider was super annoying. Like, you know what I mean? Like say there's negative points of that movie. And one of them is the helmets. You see his face.
I hear you.
But it's like, I don't like fake hype. I don't like the shill reactions. And I just hate it just to hate it because it's like everyone says this is bad because it's just like the nipples in Batman and Robin. Oh, he has nipples on the costume. That's so stupid. I was like, well, did you like Batman Forever? Yeah, I like Batman Forever. He has nipples in that movie. No, he doesn't. Here's the picture. It's like, oh, I guess he does have nipples. Well,
rest in peace, Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer, yeah. They have the nipples are on the costume in Batman Forever. It's like, so I need another reason. Unless you say I don't like Batman Forever for the same reason. Back to this movie, like. I don't know what the negative points would have been. Maybe it's just people didn't want fan. This is a weird movie. It's like, it's not, I don't know. It feels like if it would have come out after Conan, maybe it would have been better. Like, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Well,
Punisher
I
Wars
mean,
stuff
it came out in
got
June, no? And it got clobbered by
Tricky.
all the June, summer releases for 81. So,
should have come out a couple years later, though.
Raiders.
yeah, Raiders came out, yeah.
So if it was 83, maybe, or maybe
Yeah,
even
like
80, if it was a year earlier, a couple of years later, yeah, maybe it would have done better. But
like maybe 82, like
I
what was-
honestly, though, I think it's not.
oh, so many good films. 82 though. 82 is massive.
yeah.
But like fantasy, people wanted space stuff, right? I mean, they wanted Star Wars, and
right.
Yeah,
I don't think Krell did well either, right?
No.
So, fantasy things weren't. I mean, people were doing that because they felt that's akin to Star Wars, and it is. But it's not what people want to watch.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on, no, I gotta say something. Gene Marsh from Return to Oz has died this week.
Oh my God.
who?
Gene Marsh has died. He did the Return to Oz, and then he played. He was with the first
Oh,
and
no.
Doctor. Who was with the third Doctor, from Doctor Who, and he was in like the Challenging. He was from the Eagle Has Landed. So rest in peace to her, and you will be missed.
Yeah, you guys know her. If you like, you know who she is. She's in like tons of stuff. Like it's like, so that was just today. 90.
Was she She was Bav Morda in Willow.
She was. Yeah, yep. That's right. She was in Willow, and she was
She was
Mombi.
the evil queen in Willow.
Yeah, and she's the evil queen in Return to Oz, Mombi.
Mombi, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at her thing now. Changelings. That was a great movie. Cleopatra. That's a great movie too. If you ever want to see the most epic entrance, watch Cleopatra. When Cleopatra enters Rome, it's like 15 minutes of screen time, and it's absolutely outrageous. Like my wife and I were watching this on Blu-ray. I was like, "Woo!" That's
Elizabeth Taylor.
It's Elizabeth Taylor, yeah. When she enters Rome, I was like, "This is the goddamn greatest entrance in the history of anything." It's like that's gonna be my intro video next time. That 15 minutes, and at the end, I'm gonna see myself at the end instead of her. All right, so this is so again like this. There's the sacrificing. Now we don't see the dragon here. We don't really see him very proper. We see a claw though, don't we?
And its tail, yeah. There's a claw and a tail in that scene. But I love the transition where just as she's about to be incinerated, Valerian wakes up. Like it cuts to that. It's a really clever and jarring transition. That Valerian wakes up from a nightmare. So you're not 100% sure.
I gotta be careful here. Okay. Yeah. We're in the water.
Do you know they built that pond? They made that pond on the Pinewood lot.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, there's Valerian lady who's pretending to be a boy. The first ever cross-dressing. I don't know. I'm just being stupid.
Yeah, you got to skirt around that carefully. If you use the wrong phrase, you'll get
the wrong.
Will get taken down. So
remember when?
I don't know.
Yeah, in Transformers Super God Master Force, there's a combiner, which it's a brother and sister, and then they each control. One's a tank and one's like a jet, and then they form together into one huge guy who's awesome. And I was like, oh my God, it's a them transformer. It's a they them. It's a they them transformer. I'm like, perfect. The first ever, the Dumpy Girls. The Dumpy Girls used to go to high school with. Oh, this one here. Oh, she's better than that. This is the boy. This is like she'll be a girl later. Like the full like she's. And I was thinking too when she finally comes out to say I'm really a girl or whatever. I was thinking, no, I don't think the dragon's dead yet. Don't come back. Don't wait.
Have you never seen movies before?
Wait a few days. Okay. Go ahead, Ross. Say what you want to say.
I loved it. I thought this was probably one of the best movies I've seen this year, even though it's only like April. I saw it when I was in high school, and I really liked it back then. It was kind of like in between Lady Hawk and some of those other fantasy films at the time. I bought the comic book, which I got for my background here.
Yeah,
and I
Sean has it.
Yeah, I think I heard Sean reviewing you were reviewing the comic versus the movie, Sean?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know why the freaking thing froze up for like an hour, but it's been anyway. So Ralph Richardson was like fan-freaking-tastic. The girl, I wondered whatever happened to her, because I don't think she did too many other big movies after this. It wasn't a big hit back then, and it didn't. I don't think it's picked up like Lady or Labyrinth or Dark Crystal. It hasn't got or Princess Bride or even Never Ending Story. It never got that millennial follow-up, but it definitely should. It is like a great YA novel adapted for film. The thing I didn't like about it at the time, and it wasn't like didn't like, it was just kind of like stopped it from being a big favorite, was I felt that it was kind of slow at the time. But it's actually really well paced. I was just like a teenager who wanted to see a freaking dragon. But when you see
it's under 2 hours long. It's less than 2 hours long.
Yeah, I know, but like, you know, there's not a lot of action. They just kind of tease you along with little magical bits.
Right.
But I was waiting to see that freaking dragon, and when they show you the dragon, you get to see a freaking dragon. It's awesome.
It's awesome.
Watching it again, knowing that I'm going to get to see a cool dragon, at least for sure. It was just so good. The low key, like it's a fantasy kingdom, but it's not full of fantastical creatures and everything. Like if they couldn't pull off the special effect perfectly, it's like it didn't go in the movie.
Yeah.
You know, there's not one bit of cheese. The dragon, it's like the ILM optical printer effect, which, you know, you can tell what that is now. But like when you see like the fact that they built that dragon's head, and there's some weird gory parts that are like almost too gory for the movie, but as a grown-ass man, I really enjoyed those too. So it was, I was just like blown away by how well it stands up, B, how well it's aged, C, it makes me sad that this isn't like, okay, for all you people who don't like the Hobbit movies, watch this. You will be so happy afterwards.
And I love the Hobbit movies, by the way.
I do too. I don't have a problem with them at all, but you know,
nope.
The purists are.
I was in one.
Yeah, yes, RR is in a Hobbit movie, which
Really?
is why this is one of the prime reasons nobody likes him.
Oh,
it's my fault. It was my fault.
It is your fault.
Or what were you?
I was a dwarf soldier. I'm in a flashback scene in the first film. They have a camp out, the dwarves, and they talk about the battle at the gates of Moria. And I'm one of the. So after the battle's over, during the battle, I think I'm dead as one of the dwarves lying on the ground. When Azog's fighting Thorin, and then after that, you actually see me for about 7 seconds walking behind. I think the actors, I think it's Graham McTavish and Ken Stott were in the foreground, and you see a dwarf with a shield and an axe walk from the right side of the screen towards the left, and that was me. So I'm on the screen for about 6.5, 7 seconds. Yeah, Andy Serkis was the second unit director. He was my boss, and he's such a nice guy. Gollum, he's such a nice guy. Like anything with Andy Serkis in, I'll always promote. I always say nice things about him because he was just the nicest man and really good to everybody.
That's awesome.
Like
man, if I was in the Hobbit movie, there would not be 1 second that I wouldn't of a day that I would not mention I was in the Hobbit movie. Like I would have I would legitimately get a tattoo. I was in the fucking Hobbit movie.
I would keep asking you about it too. I'd be like,
yeah, it's like I would make that my entire intro. I'd have that 7 seconds. Remember me walking around? It's like I'd be like, and I'd darken everyone else and just highlight me. It's like, yeah, I'm like one of the main dwarves. Firstly, I love dwarves. I love the Hobbit movies. People were upset that it was 3 movies. I was also upset it should have been 8 movies, but they made 3, so I guess that's fine. I would have done 1 movie per chapter because The Hobbit's the best book ever, anyways. And I could do a 90-minute movie per chapter. I want it to be 7 movies. I love Lord of the Rings. I love all of it. All 6 of them together are awesome. And I like the Hobbit movies better than Lord of the Rings if I have to choose, because I like all the characters better. Both stories are good, but I like the other character. I like the Hobbit people better. Plus, I love dwarves more so than like the humans or the thing. And I love Fellowship of the Ring is just awesome. Coming together, building your big party up, and then going on the big adventure. That's super cool. I really like that. But Hobbit, man, I just love. And Thorin is just like the greatest. Bilbo is just like the
He's
best.
really tall. Richard Armitage is like
I know. He's
He
huge.
tripped on me once on a sunset when I was lying there dead.
Yeah. We're gonna have to do a Beastmaster. We're gonna do Beastmaster for sure. We'll do all 3 of them, but we won't be able to do a TV show. That'll be too much to do. But dude, man, yeah, I love the Hobbit movie. All 3 of them, they're all great. We're gonna watch them probably the next week. We watch them at least once a year, all 3. I do like Smog. Smog is pretty cool too. Yeah, Smog is cool. Bilbo is the best, where he's there and he's like, I'm gonna help you guys get your home back. I like stuff like that. It gets me pumped up where it's like, yeah, they're like, oh, he left us and he's a trash character and whatever, he's a trash person. And then he comes from behind the thing. He's like, no, I didn't leave. I'm right here. It's like, I'm going to help you guys get your shit back. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, I was like so pumped up, man. That's like the best. All of that. Anytime guys get together to go out on an adventure is like, I love it. Trembling Colors. How's it going, man? Thank you for coming. I wish Kids Movies was as dark as this one. Yes. No, I know. Yes. It's like, yeah, the stakes and story should always be a factor no matter what. So, somebody had talked about Doctor Who. I'm a big Doctor Who guy. And so is RR. And I remember Tom Baker had said once they asked him about, is it too dark for kids? He's like, it should be more dark. He goes, it needs to go through all of this stuff to get kids a range of emotions, get them excited about stuff, get them fear. Like, we know the dragon's going to be defeated and we know Galen's going to win, right? So if you know that, you can do whatever you want to get to that point and kids will be excited, but thank you. Is that the bird with the crystal plumage by any chance? Because if that's your or that could be from Suspiria, or it could just be no, I've been in my Jello mood for the last few months. Purist is saying I watched this as a kid. Kids were, oh yeah. So I watched Gremlins. I was when my niece and nephew were really young. It's Suspiria. Oh, there you go, buddy. Okay, yo, are you kidding me right now? Your icon's about this big. It's about as big as my thumbnail. I was like, bird with the crystal plumage. There is no bird with the crystal plumage in that movie, so it's got to be Suspiria. That's why I backtracked and said it was Suspiria. But yes, I'm very good at determining a small image. Yeah, I know what that's from. Anyways, we watched Gremlins to show it. I was going to show it to my niece and nephew, and my wife was kind of like, oh, it's pretty violent. Like, she's like stabbing the crap out of that one, throw him in the microwave. I was like, I saw it in the theater. I was like, I don't think it's that bad, but I don't know now. You know what I mean? I don't know what I can
kids
get away
are
with.
treated with kid gloves now. It's like they don't, because when we were kids, there was no definition of a kids movie. They were just showing Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, Gremlins, Ghostbusters.
Yep.
The sex jokes went way over our heads, But now it's kids movies. Now it's animated movies have been a big thing for the past 30 years. They're franchises like How to Train Your Dragon, the Shrek
Panda,
Kung
Fu Panda,
Kung Fu Panda, yeah.
The Despicable Minions, Despicable Me, Minions, all of those.
Hotel Transylvania.
Hotel, yep.
The Ice Age movies came and went.
Yep.
Ice Age, Madagascar, is that?
Madagascar was there.
That's something, yeah. That's something.
Yeah, that wasn't a thing when we were kids. It was stuff like this. So we watched. I watched this over and over on TV. But Gremlins I saw in the theater too, and we were all excited. And it was marketed to us. We had book and record sets and toys.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of attribute that to Pixar though, because Pixar showed that Disney didn't corner the market on the animated series, and then when that happened, everyone's like, "Well, crap! If Pixar can do it, we can as well." That's
what happened. Toy Story was the one that broke the mold. Yeah.
That was a big movie. I watched Cisco
Yeah.
and Ebert's review of that. Coincidentally, I was watching that too, and not knowing that we are going to mention that, but they're just like, wow, this is incredible. Like the story's good to you. I know you guys haven't seen those, but the story is good. And the first three movies are very good, like shocking. Like especially part 3. I remember everyone's like, "Oh, Toy Story 3, what's the big?" And it was up for Oscars, and it's legitimately damn good. I was like, "This is like really good. Like, is this the best of all of them?" It's a very damn good. And part 2's got a collector. He collects toys that he's trying to get in the packaging, and then he's missing like a Woody doll or something. So he's trying to get Woody, and he's like, "Oh, I got to get the good condition one." So there's like a bad guy trying to steal the toys. I was like, "It's so good." I'm like, "Oh my god!" And I was with that guy. I'm like, "Look, you got to have it in the packaging. Like, what are you guys crazy? Like, what's going on?"
Yeah. Speaking of animation, Angel Studios just had a new animated film called The King of Kings, which is doing really well right now, destroying Snow White.
The King of Kings.
The King of Kings. It's a new film by Angel Studios.
I'm looking at it. Oh, yeah. Yes. Okay. I didn't even know this said.
Oh, it's like a Christian.
Yeah,
there's
Christian.
a King of Kings already, so I don't.
There's a few. It's a hashtag not my King of Kings. I don't know. Is there going to be people getting upset over that? This isn't the original King of Kings. Well, the original Snow White, the Disney Snow White, okay, hold on. The Disney Snow White movie is not the Brothers Grimm Snow White, anyways.
No.
So that's fake. The reason why people don't like this new Snow White, besides Rachel Zegler saying weird stuff, is the fact that it disrespects the history of Disney. You're disrespecting your own company. It was the first animated feature-length film. It's an amazing movie, and they're disrespecting that. Every single country on the planet has a version of Snow White. There's an Indian version of Snow White where everyone is Indian. I'm sure there's a Japanese Snow White where they're all Japanese people. The race thing doesn't matter. It's like there's literally a Bollywood version of everything there's ever been. There's Bollywood Tarzan, there's Bollywood Snow White, there's Bollywood Sleeping Beauty, there's Bollywood everything. Nobody cares. The thing is like Disney's remaking their own products, and they don't care about their own products. And it's a historical movie that's important. It's an important historical film. That's what's matter. It's not the real Snow White either. The Disney one's fake too. They didn't name the dwarves. It's cutesy and for kids. The original cartoon is fake. The only real Snow White is the Brothers Grimm tale, which they themselves stole from whatever folklore they could get it from. So even that's not original. But as far back as a written language we can go, that's the original. So people disrespect, like it's not that I'm making my own, because there's that Kirsten Dunst Snow White movie. There's a Sigourney Weaver Snow White movie. Remember that when that came out? She's like the evil, right? So there's a lot of versions of Snow White. Nobody cares. The thing is that you're saying you're remaking your own product, so nobody likes that. And then you're remaking your own product and disrespecting your own product, which is a historically important film for your company. That's my problem. I don't give a crap if it's good or bad. Of course it sucks. I'm not going to watch it. So who cares? I'm not raging over it either. I don't care at all. Like if people like it, cool. They like it. I don't care. Okay, Sir Ross, let's try you again here. There's another good Christian one coming. There's a lot of the ones. A lot of them are coming out now. The King of Kings movie from the 60s with Jeffrey Hunter. Yeah, Captain Pike. Yeah, oh my god. Yeah, yeah. King of Kings. I know that movie. I've heard it. I know that one.
Back when
Light of the World. Yeah. Anything else to say, Sir Ross, before you cut out again on us? You're like the special. You're like the wizard. You just keep appearing.
I'm the special needs. Yes.
Oh man, we're gonna put you on the short bus here. Like.
Yeah. I was waiting for Ian McDermott to go like, "You are fully armed and operational, Dragonslayer."
I'm afraid the dragon's breath will be quite operational by the time Galen arrives.
Will be quite surprised.
I see the hate in your eyes, Galen. Take your amulet, strike me down.
The dragon's about to roast him. He's like, no. So we had fun with that.
Company of Wolves. Yep.
I have nothing bad to say about this movie at all. It is by
for
far,
once.
I think it's the best thing we reviewed.
Wow, that's high praise.
Conan aside. It's the best
Yeah, it's
thing
not better than Conan. Are you crazy?
No, but again, like I couldn't I have coworkers who like this kind of fantasy thing and play D&D, but the whole Conan thing, like anything Robert E. Howard adjacent, is like not on their radar. But like I would show them this, and I guarantee like a bunch of them it'll be like somewhere in their favorite movies when it's over. So,
What?
But
Hang
just
on
like
a moment. Sorry. Would you say then would you say, because Conan is definitely pulp fantasy, would you characterize this film as it's almost high fantasy? It's almost Tolkien.
But
I don't know if
it's Tolkien. Yeah.
It kind of isn't. It reminds me more of like the Lloyd Alexander books. It's kind of like this. It's not full of fantastical creatures. I mean, there's a castle, like a palace castle. There's a wizard castle, and then there's like this grubby medieval village in between, and then there's the dragon's cave. So it's not like the spectacle isn't in the sets, and it's not in the, and there's not a lot of action until the end, and even then it's just kind of like, pointing the staff and outsmarting the dragon kind of stuff. It plays like a young adult novel adaptation, but like there were no young adult adaptations of this kind of stuff because there wasn't like a lot of them at the time. There was like the Book of Three. There was one that won the Newbery Award, and I can't remember it now. But it's like this kind of like low key fantasy, but really solid. Like you like all the characters. Like now that I'm grown up, I was like into what the characters were doing. I thought the girl was cool. I thought Ralph Richardson's performance was fantastic. There, all the grown up things you look for in a movie, that was there too. The only thing about it was, I did look up one of the reviews that said something about the music, and yeah, the music's a little wonky in places, but
it's atonal.
It is, yeah.
It's deliberately, they modeled it on Prokofiev and his compositions. It's deliberately atonal. Yeah, interesting that you point that out.
So they were doing.
I thought it worked.
Well, yeah,
I thought so too.
If they're doing it on purpose, then they succeeded at what they wanted to do.
It was very purposeful, yeah.
And I believe
our buddy's asking a question.
That is a great question. I'll go last because I have very strong thoughts about that one.
So, random question: you guys think it's better to film fantasy stuff in an actual real forest, or to have sets made like in Legend or Hobbit? Sean, what do you think? Real or set?
Real forest? Yeah.
The green forest?
It always works better. You can even dress it up a bit, but like, real forest, it works.
All right, Ross, real forests or?
It depends on the context of the.
Frozen. Okay, so he was gonna say it depends on the I guess the type of movie that you're making. Like, can a real forest work for what you're doing, or do you need it to be more fantastical looking? Joe Dog, do you like real forests, or would you prefer a real forest or a fake one?
I prefer real forest.
All right, Steve, what are your thoughts?
Like deep in the 100-acre wood.
Steve, do you mind if they do sets or?
I like sets. I think I agree with Ross. It depends on the situation. If you're going to do something fantastical and you have a great cinematic eye like a Ridley Scott, by all means do it on a set, because then you can control it and all that. Mm-hmm. But there's something to be said for the natural forest. If you're doing something a little bit more realistic or gritty, you don't really need a set, then by all means do it in the forest.
RR?
Right, well, first I'm going to show you something real quick, and then I'm going to answer this question. So what I've got here, I don't know if you can see that, that is my extra agreement with 3'7" Limited Dwarf Extra.
Nice.
Right?
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's for March 14th, 2012.
Nice.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Right. So now I'm going to answer this question. Right. So I live in New Zealand, where Lord of the Rings was made, and The Hobbit. I worked on The Hobbit as an extra. I worked on a soundstage, right? And and I saw a lot of the sound stages at Stone Street Studios, where it was made in Miramar, and I can categorically say, given the innovations Peter Jackson brought in and the landscapes of New Zealand, Lord of the Rings, sorry, J-Man, Lord of the Rings looks far superior because they used only a tiny bit of enhancement to the natural environment, right? You know, the scene in which Boromir is defending Merry and Pippin against the onslaught of Uruk-hai at the end of Lord of the Fellowship, right? And there's that tracking shot through the trees going down the hill towards where Boromir is standing, following the Uruks as they charge, That was done by stringing cables through all the trees there. I've been to that spot, right? And because it's in such a beautiful natural setting, it's so real to us, right? The CGI or even sound stages, unless they are incredibly carefully made, really, there's just something. You could say it's uncanny valley. You could say it's our brains know what is real and what's not. So for me, the big failing of The Hobbit, more so than the story or drawing it out, was not using those natural environments. And you can control it better. But the director of this film, right? The pond scene, he said, because I watched the documentary, he says he didn't use the best shot for the pond scene because, and you watch the film, you'll see this. There is a moment, because it's outside on the Pinewood lot where they built this, right? There's a moment that a real dragonfly, flies in front of the lens. It was the second best take they did of that scene, And he says the fact that happened, that a dragonfly came into to add that bit of realism just spontaneously, to me says the natural environment is superior, right? So for me, it is always going to be real forest, real native environment. That's my take.
I mean, I'm going by. I kind of going by whatever the movie, like what you're making. If you want your forest to be like, if someone says, okay, I want this land to have, I don't know, like a purple forest or something. Well, then there is no purple forest. So maybe you make something. If it looks good, it looks good. Like, it's hard to tell, like how much fantasy you're going to put in your fantasy. That it just goes by that. Like, if you can just get by with a really cool looking real forest, then use it. Like, that's it. No point in building something if you've got something really cool. If you need something specific, like in the Tarzan or Legend of Tarzan, that's the Skarsgård, what's her face, Margot Robbie, Sam Jackson, that Christoph Waltz, that one. They built that whole section because they actually have the guy running on the trees and jumping or whatever, and the way they framed those shots, they couldn't, you couldn't find a forest with that stuff on there, right? So it's like they built it and he's literally running and jumping. So you could actually have the real guy running and jumping. It's actually kind of neat. You're like, oh shit, he's running around on something. You're like, but I know what you're saying, like your mind tells you, it's like, well, that's kind of wrong. But I usually, you know what? I'm not a big effects guy. Even if the effects suck, I don't really notice it if I'm pumped up for the story. My number one thing is characters. My number two thing is story. And then my number three thing is sort of the artistry of it, which is like, it's like if something looks wonky or it looks fake, I'm like, it doesn't bother me if I like the story. If I don't like it, then it's just another bad thing. The effects are like, so I used to do sound. So Sean used to be the director of a show that we used to do, a live television show. And I would do this. I did other jobs, camera switching, but sound was what I was the mostly on. And it's thankless because the sound is either good or it's crap. And if the sound is good, no one comes to you at the end of your day of doing live TV and say, "Wow, Jay, that sound was awesome." It's just like if they're like, "Hey, listen, our audience can't hear anything. What are you doing with the sound?" They're not, what I mean? It's not like camera work. Or like, "Wow, that was great camera work," or you got some great angles, or the sound is like, it was like thankless. It's like either they can hear it or they can't hear it. And if it sounds like shit, they're like, why does it sound like shit? No one says it sounds great because you're going to assume that you can hear the movie clearly and you can hear the dialogue, right? So it's not like so it's kind of thing. So same thing with me with the effects. If the effects are bad, then I'll be like, oh, those are some really bad effects. But if the rest of it was good, then I'll still like the movie. However, if I already don't like the movie and the effects are bad, then it's just dead. there's some movies where they're not that good, but the effects are really good. And I might just be like, if the story and characters were like okay, and it looked really awesome, then I might be like, yeah, this was kind of cool. I like this movie just for the look of it and watching it. So I'm not that affected. Like, I thought this movie looked awesome as a kid. I thought it looked awesome now. It's more impressive now because we see all the hard work that went into it. But I mean, I watched Dark Crystal, whatever, X months ago, and I was like, holy shit, this is like bloody insane. Like, I mean, this is
great movie.
I thought Labyrinth was awesome too. Like, I watched Labyrinth as a kid. I was like, this is awesome. And it's still pretty
Dark
awesome.
Crystal's my favorite.
Dark Crystal's bloody crazy, right? It's awesome. Yeah. Now, when we watch the Ewok movies, just to because we had purists on for this one, and some of the effects are not that good, and obviously they didn't put their full force behind those Ewoks movies, but it doesn't affect me because I like the Ewoks. I like them walking around. I like the little kid Sindel. I think she's great. She's better than Sindel is legit better than every Disney Star Wars character that they've ever created, including the Mandalorian, including Grogu, including anybody that, what's her face, Cara Dune. They're literally, Sindel is better than Cara Dune in my opinion.
Oh, it's a big call there, J-Man. It's a big
listen, Sindel gets shit done. You got to rewatch. When that guy, we're going to save these guys. She's like, F that. We're not saving these losers. I was like, yeah, man. I like Sindel. She's great. She's better. She's better than all those other people. I don't care. Cara Dune is okay, I guess. but she's better than all those other people. So anyways, that's my I don't even think that's a hot take. I don't even think that's a hot take. Dark Crystal's the best talent. Oh yeah. So I want to mention as a Tolkien, when we're talking about Tolkien, in my mind, Tolkien is adventuring. So that's what I think of. I wasn't thinking of, like, I can't remember, maybe it was Ross or somebody here just said it, like, the world isn't populated, like, this world isn't really populated with a lot of fantasy things. It's really just the dragon and some magic. And that, if you're talking about it in that sense, like when you're reading Tolkien, you feel like, wow, this is a magical world where all these great things are, everything is like something cool. Like, you can have an entire movie just about the hobbits because they're just neat, right? But like, it's like, yeah, if in that sense, then I agree with you on that. And yeah, he definitely wanted to kill the princess. And I don't think Tolkien would have had the princess's legs being eaten. Like, you ripped her leg off. I'm like, this is pretty messed up. He didn't even do that in Misery. She's in Misery. She's supposed to cut his leg off. Right?
The Silmarillion's got lots of tragedies in it, though. There's a lot of tragedy in the Silmarillion. There really is, particularly to do with the elves.
I haven't read that one.
Dark Crystal is great. Yeah, gosh, that's so good.
Yeah, those are all. That's a 10 out of 10. Yeah,
Sindel is that
82? See, Pierce likes Sindel too.
I think so.
Is Dark Crystal 82? I feel like it is.
Someone can, you want to check that? Fact check, anybody? Fact check.
I know I saw it. I saw that in Brampton. Famous Players. 82. I know where I saw that.
Yeah, it's 82. 82 is famous for having just wall-to-wall classics.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. If you look through, yeah.
Officer and Gentleman.
Officer and
Conan. Blade Runner.
Oh wow! Listen to all these trash movies. E.T. We should call that T.E. I'm gonna make it. We call it T.E.
T.E.
just. I haven't watched E.T. in a while. I'm scared because I remember when I saw it in the theater, everyone cried, and then I thought it was. I was like, I fell asleep. My grandfather told me that E.T. died, and I didn't know. He died. And then I watched on VHS, and I was like, wait a minute, E.T. didn't die. I was like, why is everyone crying? And he's like, I don't know. It's like he's like, well, I don't know why they're crying.
They didn't tell Drew Barrymore either. You know that story? That they didn't tell Drew Barrymore the puppet wasn't real, so they could get her reactions to him dying. When she finds him and he's white, so those tears are real. They traumatized Drew Barrymore to make that film.
I know.
TP.
She should have lit him on fire. Oh, that's a different movie. Stop it. They got to combine these. They got to do mashups of these characters.
That's a good film, Firestarter.
I think I got the cassette tape of the soundtrack right there. It's Tangerine.
George C. Scott.
George C. Scott.
George C. Scott. Yeah, huge cast. Martin Sheen, George C. Scott, David Keith, Drew Barrymore. Yeah, it's a good movie, Firestarter.
I like Firestarter. Yeah. Anyways, they should have combined her. Yeah, they should have combined that character with E.T. and then she could have, as the soldiers were coming, it's like, no, you're not gonna take him, and then she like puts them on fire. That would have been. They gotta do some of these like mashups. So Pierce is not a fan of E.T. I haven't seen it in 100 million years. I have it on.
I love E.T.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's cool. I think it's slow in parts, but it's a good movie to watch with little kids before Halloween. It's a good Halloween movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not as great as I remember it being. As an adult, I watch it now, and I'm a little bit like, it's a little slow, and it's a little bit like
A good Halloween movie is Grindhouse.
Grindhouse. Yeah.
Not for little kids though.
No.
Yeah, we saw Grindhouse in the theater.
I know why your grandfather probably said that, because at one point E.T. does quote unquote die, right? And
Right.
He does die. Yeah.
probably stopped watching at that point. He's like,
But
all right.
he didn't really understand like the nuances and stuff. Like me and him would watch Dukes of Hazzard. It's very clear. It's like these guys are the bad guys, and nobody's really bad.
Yeah.
Like Boss Hogg's not a murderer, right? Like he's just greedy. It's like, so he likes stuff like that, or he likes Roger Moore James Bond, where it's very clear. It's like, yeah, Roger Moore's the good guy. Like that's him explaining. He did like the Van Damme movies because he understood Van Damme's the good guy. And then he's like, tell me when he's doing the kicks, and then I'll watch. It's like, he'd like fall asleep, and I'd be like, oh, wake up, he's gonna do the kicks. Like, oh, okay, he's gonna fight now. And then he'd watch wrestling with me, and he'd always try to convince me it's fake. He's like, oh, Hulk Hogan just gets beat up for 10 minutes, and then he gets pissed off, and then he starts waving his arms around, and he starts breathing heavy, and then he wins. And he would imitate. He's like, he'd get off. He didn't have to say Hulk out. He didn't know what the terms were. He'd be like, oh, he'd start breathing heavy and waving his arms around, and then he just wins.
Would you consider the Lost Boys suitable for Days of High Adventure?
Yes, I agree. Yes, we can do that one. Mark that.
Just thinking of the genre, fantasy, sci-fi, and that time period, because that is an absolute banger from the early 80s. God, that's a good movie.
There's Elizabeth.
Elspeth.
Elizabeth.
Will you marry me?
Will you marry me?
She said yes.
That's why she divorced him. He couldn't say her name right.
Elizabeth.
It was actually Elsbeth this entire time that we just didn't.
Elspeth, yeah.
Elspeth. Elspeth. So here's where she finds out about the bullshit
lottery.
It's like the regular lottery. It's all bullshit. Actually know a guy who won $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, he stayed at work. He stayed working. Like he's one of our like design heads of design department. I'm like, why are you still working? It's like, well, I like doing my job. I'm like,
that's a great reason. If you enjoy your job, stick with it.
I'm questioning his enjoyment, but anyways. Oh, here he is, the Emperor.
Yeah, Brother Jacobus.
Yeah, there is.
He made a deal with that dragon. I know it.
Okay, just got to talk for a second about the cinematography here, and well, I don't know if that's the right phrasing for it, but what we see from the dragon's perspective, right?
Yeah.
That the dragon is our POV character for this scene. Because before it fries him, we see, it rises up in front of him, but we're looking down on him from its eyes. And I think that gives the dragon, that's one of the little things they do. They do so many little things, like having its eyes include steel ball bearings, so they had a real glint in them, right? So many little things they did to give this dragon personality and menace. Like, I don't find Smaug that menacing, partially because he talks. And I think what makes Vermithrax much more intimidating is it doesn't speak. It doesn't interact. It's only about its hunger and its rage.
It can't be
particularly in this scene.
It can't be reasoned with. It feels
that's right.
Feel pity or remorse, and it absolutely will not stop until it gets a virgin. What does it do with these virgins? Remember what we are going to do is one of my favorite movies of all time, The Adventures of Baron Munchausen.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's so good.
I've got the poster for that. I've actually read the Munchausen stories, like the old, the actual stories. And the best is where they're coming at the end, they're making the deal to stop the war. He's like, what about the virgins? He's like, please. And Jonathan Pryce is like, please forget the virgins. We're out. We're out of virgins. Can we just figure out a rational agreement?
A Sting cameos in that film, doesn't he? There's a Sting cameo.
Is there?
Either Sting or David Bowie. No, David Bowie's in Yellowbeard. That's right.
Oh, maybe. I just saw David. What did I just see David Bowie in? Oh, I'm watching Twin Peaks. I'm almost on Twin Peaks.
So I have to ask, how does the dragon know is it a virgin? What if it's a Monster Squad situation?
Yeah, I was thinking that. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Does it just know? Like,
We're natural.
I don't think it really matters, to be honest. I don't think. I think that's part of the lore that the people have created around it. But I don't think it really matters that much. I mean, it only gets fed twice a year, and that's the other thing, because of course it spends so much time sleeping. Yeah, I agree with classic comics on that.
Damn it! It's just not one dwarf. It's Thorin.
Yes, Smaug really because that chapter of The Hobbit. I mean, you know what my job is, so I've read that to people many times, The Hobbit, and read it. I was read to me when I was a child at school. And I tell you, that chapter, Fire and Water in The Hobbit, the language Tolkien uses to describe Smaug's attack, his flight, and the end of Smaug, the language Tolkien uses is unparalleled in the English language, I think, in terms of his ability to describe with not that many words. Robert E. Howard had that talent too, but Tolkien's writing in that chapter is just, it is magic. It really is magic. And they capture a bit of that, I think, in this. I think they must have read that chapter of The Hobbit and looked at Smaug and decided to make some differences. Right. Because Smaug interacting with Bilbo has always, to me, made him that little bit less frightening. And I found Smaug in the Hobbit films quite underwhelming.
I thought he was awesome, but I think he's supposed to be not as frightening so that people aren't like completely like. I thought the spiders were really cool and they were kind of creepy, and even except for the spiders who are just inherently like creepy just because of they're large, but they're not fantastical, so that makes it creepier because you're like, oh god, yeah, I don't like spiders, and oh god, big ones. But like all the other guys, like the big trolls and all those other guys, like they're not like they're kind of funny or a bit goofy or something a little bit not as so I think kids can take it and not be like traumatized.
Well, he wrote it for his children, right? He's writing for his children.
Yeah, he
wrote it for his own children, so I get it. Yeah. But I think Vermithrax is that much more intimidating because it doesn't talk to them. The only time it presents itself is to kill somebody. It doesn't come out to interact with them for any other reason.
It eats the virgins too. Like really could. It's like, when it eats them or burns them? No, it burns them, right? Maybe when it burns them, it's like when the flesh smells it, or it's like, this doesn't smell like a virgin. I don't think this is like, it's like a big wine tasting. This is a good virgin. So that would be the most like loose village of all time. Like there's like the women there'd be is there any virgin? Sorry. It's like, no.
Yeah, really. Hey,
it's like super promiscuity.
Yeah. I'm not a virgin anymore.
I'm not a virgin anymore. It's like,
she even says like, you have to be a virgin and then in that on the rocks. I thought, well, then what? You got 5 minutes. You
know what, Sean? I was like, I bet you what Sean's thinking right now is, let's get it on. Let's go. I'm going to go in that lottery tomorrow. Oh, I don't think that you are. I don't, what
is there anything I can do to help you out here? Anything you think of?
What time is that? What time is that lottery again?
I was gonna say too, RR, you reminded me when I was a kid and I read the Lord of the Rings and stuff. Whenever I'd watch a movie like this or Legend or something like that, I was like, can they do a Lord of the Rings movie? Can they do The Hobbit? And the dragon here, I was like, oh, it's Smaug, like it would be they could do this for the movie. It would be great. Like every single fantasy thing. It's like, can they, like Willow? It's like, oh, they're kind of like hobbits. And they could totally do it,
I thought that, I was thinking that too. It's kind of, Willow's a good example. This and Willow, if you got the guys from this, and then you get some of the
Yeah,
little
you could
people
just
who-
like we fan casted and fantasized about Lord of the Rings movies for years. Until it finally came out when I was in my 20s. But
well, that's okay. You got them now on 4K. I've got them all on 4K.
yeah, you guys,
so
they're on 4K and stuff now.
I've got them on, and they're absolutely offensively clear. Like I'm offended by how clear. Like I put The Hobbit, and I was like, this is so clear. I'm literally offended. And it's like this is like my eyes can't take it. It's like I'm too offended by how clear this is. Like, we ended up watching like an hour. I put it in just to see what it looked like. I'm like, we're about to watch this entire movie. We need to stop because like my wife and I just got mesmerized. We're like, oh my god, this is the best. And then Richard Armitage is one of the greatest human beings of all time. But anyways.
Yeah, in 2007, Ian McKellen came down here because I live near Wellington, which is the capital of New Zealand. That's where Peter Jackson Studios are, right?
Awesome.
In 2007, Ian McKellen was visiting with a Royal Shakespeare production of King Lear, right? So wife didn't really care for Shakespeare, so I took her along and said, look, just see this one. And afterwards she was like, wow, that was unbelievable. So Ian McKellen, but Sylvester McCoy, who plays Radagast, right, he played the fool in King Lear. So he was there. Yeah, and I think that's when he was cast as Radagast 5 years before they made the film, because he would have met Peter Jackson when he was I mean, that was it was a great production.
Well, funny enough, because remember I was saying I'd tell everybody I was in The Hobbit if I was in it. There's a if you watch all of the five, it was like the Five Doctors reboot or something, or there's a bunch of these specials that come out for the Doctor for the 50th anniversary when Doctor Who was still the greatest show, and then just flash forward 10 years later and it's garbage. But anyways. When it was awesome, they had a thing, and it was Sylvester McCoy and Colin Baker, and they're friends, and they always in the thing, they're playing themselves. They're like, oh, you know, we've got to do something for Doctor Who and celebrate, and then Sylvester McCoy is like, well, I remember when I was in The Hobbit. He's like, oh, were you in The Hobbit? It's like, I didn't know that. It's been about 5 minutes since you've mentioned it. He's like, all you do is Hobbit, Hobbit. It's like, that's all you do is mention that you were in The Hobbit. He's like, well, I'm just telling you, when I was in The Hobbit, and we got into a scene like, it's like, this has nothing to do with The Hobbit. It's like, he keeps mentioning it every 5 minutes, and the thing is great. Sylvester McCoy is awesome. We met Sylvester McCoy, of course. Ross, you're back again. Okay.
This is it. If I get frozen up again, I'll say goodnight to everybody and how bummed I am that I wasn't able to share. I think that dude with the helmet, I think he was in Flash Gordon too. I think he was one of the Hawkmen.
Yes, he is.
Okay. Another reason why it's great.
Yes. I'm not even for sure that he is, but that guy, just as soon as you said, I'm like, I recognize him on the ledge of that ship or whatever. So I'm pretty sure that's that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're thinking about doing Lost Boys. And what would you say? What did you say? Lost Boys?
I just suggested Lost Boys.
And
I think
Baron Munchausen.
You must have done Flash Gordon already, I would have thought.
I don't think so.
Have you not? You haven't done Flash? Oh.
Hold on. Let me double check.
Oh my goodness.
Flash Gordon is in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. I have every version that's have been released of that movie. I've got like two different 4K collections that I can't even watch or whatever, just because I just wanted the features, or Blu-ray collections, not 4K. I don't think we do it. I can't remember if we've done.
Critical Drinker had Flash Gordon, Sam Jones.
Sam Jones.
Sam Jones on, I think, 2 years ago. He has an interview with Sam Jones, and he talks about making that film and how much he enjoyed it. It's worth a listen. I don't know if you like Critical Drink or not, but it's a terrific VIP lounge. It's called Critical Drinker VIP Lounge. Sam Jones. Great interview. Totally worth listening to, just because Sam Jones is so nice.
Gary from Neurotic just interviewed Troy Duffy on the Neurotic Nooner just like last month ago. He was from the Boondock Saints, which
that's a great movie.
Yeah, it's one of my all-time favorite movies of all time.
There you go. Gordon's alive. all my Flash. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to, the universe. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell, but that's all of that is Flash Gordon and Defenders of the Earth, and then this is Defenders of the Earth versions, and then the King Features versions of all the characters are down there next to my Godzilla. Do you see my little Shogun.
Yeah,
Shogun War. Is it Shogun Warriors? Yeah. There's.
I remember the
guys
Shogun
that-
Warriors.
Yeah, there's other Flash Gordon stuff too. But yeah, that's like you can see the toys. Like I got like that's all Flash Gordon, and then underneath there is the Defenders of the Earth original series of toys in the packaging. So there you go. And where's Purist? Are you still on here? Because one thing that Purist and Grizzy and everything, they always make fun of the Star Wars shows is that they all have a pet Grogu, and I have a Grogu, but you can't see him. Oh, actually, he's next to Chucky. I have a Grogu next to Chucky. Because one thing they always do is they always make fun of the people that have a Grogu in the background. I don't have one in the background, but he's next to my Chucky doll. So at least he's next to a Chucky doll. That's pretty cool. Come on, give me a. So they always make fun of people like that. And I always think it's hilarious because I've got one as well. I didn't shill for it, but I thought he was a cool character until it became the whole show. But anyway, prior to him becoming the whole show, I liked the Lone Wolf and Cub aspect of that show where, they were learning from each other and helping each other. Like he should have just returned him at the end. That would have been season 1, and then season 2 could have been something different, right?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Why they undid that, where he went off with Luke, they could have just finished that, never brought it up again, done something different. But no, season 3 of The Mandalorian is terrible on so many levels.
I haven't seen it.
Do yourself a favor, don't bother.
Yeah. I may get to it in some year. I watched all of Acolyte and I watched some of Ahsoka and some of the other ones.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Yeah, we play Where's Grogu. Yes, I've got it. You're not going to be able to find it though. It's next to I've got it over here. It's off camera.
Like the Acolyte makes Daredevil Born Again look like the Avengers movie. It's
Okay, the Acolyte is definitely worse than Born Again because of structural reasons. They can't shoot. It's really like they can't shoot a show. Like it's like you're like, what is happening? It's like it's messed up. The blocking's messed up. The dialogue is like horrendous. That's a garbage Star Wars show, but it's also a garbage show. Like there's some shows that are not great Star Wars shows, but they're okay. But like that's just a bad Star Wars show, and it's also a bad show. Like it's not like a good, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not like a good quality program, right?
This is why Disney Plus is the worst streaming service.
Yeah, the thing is, it's got a lot of I like it's got the X-Men cartoon on there, and it's got.
It's the best one for me here in Canada. Like we have different things here.
We have different things here. Yeah. Well, I actually have it for free. What do you have? I've got it for free on my provider. My internet provider gives it to me for free.
No, I don't have that. I pay $3 for it for
okay.
for a few months. So yeah.
Yeah.
So my wife gets it because she likes the Haley Mills films.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, are they on there? I'm gonna totally. Yeah.
Parent Trap. She loves the Parent Trap. My wife.
The original.
They don't have all the sequels though that we grew up with. The TV sequels.
I mean, this all sounds very lame to me, but anyways, we I don't know why I'm not. Do not associate me with anybody below this.
Well, the original Witch Mountain films, Witch Mountain films are great fun, and that's Disney.
Yeah.
Kenobi is more lore destruct, so that's a good example.
Yeah,
Kenobi maybe destroys more lore, but it's not as poorly made. Like
I don't know.
Really show.
Kenobi's pretty terrible. Like the laser gate, they can walk around, and the Austin Powers scene with the coat, and
oh my god, yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. That was it was like this, and it's like you can't pass it, and
it's like the tool. It's like the toll gate from Blazing Saddles.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Going back again a shitload of times.
No, but yeah, no. It's like I was like sitting there. I was like, wait, what's going on? Can't they just go around this thing?
Just walk around.
Walk around, for Christ's sake.
It just shows you how little thought was put into that. Whereas the Acolyte, they put in a lot of thought, just all of it bad.
Yeah, the Acolyte was trying to do like a VeggieTales preachment.
They can't tell us. The problem is with these folks, they can't tell a story. That's the end of it. And so they do. There's my space system and all this other shit. I'm giving it a 7.5. I'm giving it a 3 out of 10. Like, who cares? They can't tell a story. It sucks. That's the end of it. It sucks. Forget about all the ratings and whatever. Oh, this one was okay. This is better than this one. It doesn't matter. It's all crap. It's a bunch of shit. It has nothing to do with Star Wars. Some of it can accidentally be okay as a just watch it on your own. Like I like Mandalorian first 2 seasons just to watch them. Be like, oh, that was kind of neat. I've only seen them once. I haven't rewatched them. So when I was watching them, I thought they were okay. But it's not going to be like, you know, I've watched Star Wars all the time. Like the original Unaltered trilogy, like I watch those all the friggin' time. Like even today I threw in Star Wars. Again, we're going to watch the trilogy again. My wife and I are going to watch that in a week or two. We just finished the prequels. We're going to watch the real trilogy, the original trilogy. Like we're never going to watch these except for Rogue One. I'm never watching any of this other stuff again, even if I thought it was okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to go back and rewatch it, even though I liked Mandalorian. I thought it was kind of neat. I didn't go back because ultimately it's fine, but then that's the end of it. Like, it's not Star Wars, man. Like, even if I like it, it's not Star Wars. I can still say I like something and say it's not Star Wars, right? Like, and, you know, so there's that, but whatever. Anyways, that's not Star Wars. We have to do a Star Wars stream. It always comes back to Star Wars. This is cool, this amulet. Now, I've got something like this as a necklace.
Where?
I rewatched. There aren't as good as probably remember. Yeah, it could be. Mandalorian got a lucky break though because it came out after so many poor Star Wars movies that we thought, hey, at least this is an action. The thing with Mandalorian, at least it was about action. Like the guy was going around doing stuff. You're like, okay, that's cool, and he looked cool. Like he looks like a cool toy. Like he's a cool looking toy. I go buy toys. I buy all the toys.
The bounty hunting stories were interesting, actually.
They were neat.
The bounty hunting was kind of neat.
It was neat. Yeah. It just became too like they caught on. It's what they always do. They caught on to one thing. People thought Grogu was cool. I thought Grogu was really cool. I was like, oh, I like this Baby Yoda. He's kind of neat. And then it was like, oh, you think he's neat? Perfect. It'll be the whole show now. It's like, no. I don't want the whole show to be this. I just wanted. I thought he was a cool sidekick character. That's it. Like, why is it the whole thing? Like this is what Disney always does. They do it with everything. It's like, you know, you like that? Oh, here you go. Dun, 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 dun. This is the Conan music.
Yeah.
Dun, dun. You need to watch. Oh, I'm gonna get. So that's there's a better version of that coming out, buddy. Also, I borrowed it from the library not too long ago. So
it's a Rokuhawa, that one.
Yeah, classic. I don't. Whenever you told me about that movie, like whenever that was, I got it that day. So I'm with you. It's on the desktop right there on that computer, waiting to be checked out. Same. I'm covering behind the scenes RN. I don't know what that means. I forget what that means. Makes me want to rewatch them all. Usually for watching 1 to 6 and you watch the whole saga. Yeah, my wife hates episode 2 and 3, so those don't get watched too often. She likes episode 1 because the kid was cute, and I don't like Hayden Christensen. Oh,
no, he's awful.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
He's a very nice man.
He's a very nice guy.
Terrible actor.
I don't like him. Yeah, I don't like him at all. I hate him. Oh, I hate him so bad.
From my point of view, the Jedi are evil.
I like the little kid. I thought Jake Lloyd was a cute kid. He was very earnest, and he's like, "I'm gonna go and be a Jedi." I was like, "All right, kid, go be a Jedi, and then turn evil." And then Hayden Christensen showed up. I was like, "I don't like him. I don't like Natalie Portman either. I can't. I like Kenobi. I like everything. I wish they could erase those two out of the movie." Because everyone else is awesome, and episode 3, I haven't watched that on my 65-inch 4K. Holy shit! It's one of the best looking. It's a Blu-ray. It's not 4K. It looks awesome.
Yeah, well, it's a great looking film.
Oh yeah, like first half an hour is unbelievable. Like going through and fighting Dooku and all that, that's like super good. And like all of the fights are friggin' awesome. That's for sure. I don't like Christensen. I know people like him. I can't do it.
Over choreographed. Just saying. Over choreographed.
Well, Ray Park, as soon as Ray Park was a ninja, I was like, oh my god, there's look, if there's a ninja in it, it's automatically good.
That's the only one. Okay, Phantom Menace looks amazing because of Ray Park, right? Because Ray Park's a real life martial arts expert, and that fight between him and Obi-Wan, there's no excess twirling in that, like there is in Revenge of the Sith. None of that twirling bullshit. It's just they're trying to kill each other, and you know they are. Yeah, right.
That's the best.
I've watched that fight scene so many times. It's not my favorite of all of them, but it's one of the. I would say it's one of the top 3.
I mean, I like the original trilogy, and then Phantom Menace, and then 3, and then 2. I guess that would be my order of the real Star Wars movies. So yeah, Dragon Magazine. Hey, classic. If you need any issues of Dragon Magazine, I can loan them to you. I think I have them all. Or I can give you the link to the library that has them all.
Oh my God, you are the man.
Do you need
I used to read Dragon back in those days. Goodness gracious.
Let me know. I will find it and I'll send it to you guys. It's all PDFs of everything.
There was also a magazine called Different Worlds. It was for role-playing games. And there's an issue where Bill Willingham does the cover, but they've got the Champions role-playing game statistics for all the X-Men and Magneto. It's fantastic. I've been looking for that for ages. I had it back in the 80s, but
message me so long ago. Find it. Phantom Menace, perfect blend of practical CG. Yeah, that is it's pretty good. Twirling and all that, styling, Master Apprentice, knowing each other's moves, obviously. Cool, thanks for that. Yeah, so remind me of all this because I'm going to forget. But like Ray Park's, like anytime there's a ninja, that's the best. Like it was like a ninja Sith Lord. I'm like, well, this is awesome. Like there's literally a ninja guy fighting, and I really like Qui-Gon Jinn, just because Liam Neeson is cool and he's got like he's basically Jesus. He's walking around. He's like Jesus with the lightsaber. I was like, what the hell?
Does Action Elite do any Scott Adkins films?
They pretty much are Scott Adkins.
Oh, great. I love Scott Adkins. He's the best.
Scott Adkins can pretty much run that website.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Action Elite before the Action Elite.
That's right. It's called the Scott Adkins Shill channel, and then they changed it to Action Elite. No.
Sign me up. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, he's awesome. All right. So now we're getting I like this. Now we're getting into the weapons here. He's getting the weapons. And I love the fact that this weapon really wasn't like a big deciding factor. It's just one of his arsenal, and it just didn't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
It's only a +1 spear.
It's yeah. I know. Oh, here's the she's like, oh, well, she was given a lot of hints here.
Yeah.
She's like, they sacrifice virgins. Oh yeah. Yeah, and my name is in the draw. Oh, okay. So that means that I'm a virgin. Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. So the sacrifice is tomorrow evening. So got 24 hours. Oh, interesting. Good to know. Yeah, good. So yeah, are you in love with that? And then she's like, okay, you're in love with that princess then, because I'm giving a lot of hints right now. You saw me in the pool, right? Like, yeah. It's like, it's all good. Everything's there. Everything's there.
He said, I am in love. And she immediately jumps to the conclusion of, oh, you're in love with the princess.
Right. Because she's a good character.
Yeah.
She's a nice person.
She doesn't think, well, she's been pretending to be a boy for how long?
Right.
So what men have been interested in her?
Right.
So
she made him the shield. She's the MVP there. She's the only reason he's alive.
That is
true. MVP. Right. Yeah. So here's the other thing too. It's like they're missing out on a lot of these characters where it's like the thing that makes the female characters good in a movie is the same reason any character is good in any movie is how useful are they in the story? Are they antagonists? So are they trying to prevent the hero from doing something? If they're trying to prevent the hero, how good are they preventing the hero? If they're trying to help the hero, how useful are they to the hero? That makes the character a good character or not. She makes the shield. She helps out. She actually starts this entire adventure by going to get the guy in the first place, starting the adventure off. So she inadvertently she saved everybody and saved him. And it's like, yeah, that makes a cool character. So this idea
strong
of like,
female character.
And you can remove the word female and just say strong character. It's like who happens to be a female character, and that's how you get good characters in anything. This is what they can't write now, and this is why we keep making fun of all of these things. It's like, oh, let's make fun of Star Wars. It has nothing to do with anything. It's like, oh, it looks okay. Yeah, okay, so the costumes look kind of okay, and there's some fights. Oh, people say, oh, there's lightsaber battles. Yeah, but who cares? It's like, why am I pumped up? This girl, like, so even for the princess was nothing. And then she came over, she's like, oh, my dad's the best. He's great. And he's like, well, your dad has rigged the lottery so that you're not in it. She's like, no, that's not true. Yeah, it is. Why don't you go check for yourself? She's like, I'm going to go check. And then she goes and checks. And then you're like, and so even Steve, who's first time's like, oh, what the hell? She's actually going to check? Because like, I hate when they do that. So she checks. And then it's like, oh my God, it is rigged. Okay, well, F this. I'm putting my name in and I'm going to rig it so that I get chosen. See how you like that shit. And then she does it, and then she actually goes through with it. I'm like, this is an awesome character. Then when she dies, you're like, oh, that sucks. I liked her, right? If anyone died in Acolyte, if anyone died in Kenobi, if anyone died in anything, you wouldn't care because they're not even characters at all. And that's not just Star Wars. That's any of these newer things. It's like, I don't care at all ever. This is like that princess. She's on the movie. She's in the movie for what? What's her screen time? Like 10 minutes or something? Like that. In 10 minutes, they gave her an entire arc. You could tell it's like she's the princess, so she just believed her dad because you know her dad. You should thought he was was the best dad ever, and he's a great king. Sure, her beliefs were questioned. She investigated her beliefs, changed her beliefs, grew as a character, sacrificed herself, so she showed bravery, courage, intelligence. You're like, this is in 10 minutes of screen time. So certainly, if they can do it in 10 minutes of screen time with a side character, with like a fourth, fifth tier character in a under 2 hour movie already, like surely they can do this. Like this is not a lost art. I've said this before. I said this for Conan the Destroyer, and you could say it for this movie too. If you are so like lost for ideas to do fantasy, just copy this movie. Just copy this and change everything. Pull a not Thunderball. What's the other one called? It's Never Say Never Again. Just pull a Never Say Never Again and just copy the format. Just be like, okay, format. X goes to H for hero to get help for Y, which is danger, right? And then H and X go together, right? Like it's like halfway through the movie, the danger's gone, but it's not gone. Like then it's like, okay, danger comes back, must acquire, X weapons, XYZ weapons, or what. Like you could just copy this for every Dungeons and Dragons. This should have been what D&D, I know we keep saying Lord of the Rings, but what I was thinking is that this is what Dungeons and Dragons should have been.
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Because Lord of the Rings is its own world and property. Like it's hard to, you either make Lord of the Rings or you don't. There's not really half-assing it. But like this is Dungeons and Dragons, so that when that new Dungeons and Dragons movie came out, it's not particularly bad or anything. It's fine. But you're like, it's so silly and goofy. The dragon is like, there's nothing going on. I can't remember if there was a dragon, to be honest. I don't remember if there was one. And you're just like, what's going on?
I remember the film. It's so forgettable.
It's forgettable. It's like, why didn't you do this? So this girl could have been a thief or something. You got your sorcerer. You could have had one of the guys be a fighter. That's it. That's all you need. 3 or 4 party member, one magic user, 2 or 3 fighters. You're good to go. Like this would have been an easy peasy. They could just re-release this and call it Dungeons and Dragons, and it would be a better Dungeons and Dragons movie than the movie we got. They could just retitle this movie. I mean, I don't know. It's like, why is it so difficult to do fantasy? This is why we're doing these fantasy streams, and it's all old movies. Like I can't think, except for Lord of the Rings. Is there any new one?
Good new fantasy films.
No, except for the Northman.
That was pretty good, but there wasn't dragons or anything in it.
It was Vikings.
Yeah, Vikings.
What do you think of? What about Reign of Fire with Christian Bale awesome. and Matthew McConaughey playing against type?
Yeah. Hey, Archibald, thanks for coming on one of these animation Lord of the Rings Christmas special. Yeah.
I mean,
Reign of Fire was the post-apocalyptic future or something, right? Or with dragons.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that was awesome. I saw that in the theater, man, and I own it, of course. Have you seen that, Steve?
There's Beowulf. There's Solomon Kane, I guess.
Yeah.
Solomon Kane is awesome. Yeah, and Thingy is awesome. Well, I guess I guess Game of Thrones.
Like
is the only
Season of
thing
the
we got.
Witch. What's the other one?
Yeah, Season of the Witch
It
was
was
okay.
Dragonheart with Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, that
Sean
was
Connery
good.
Sean
That's
Connery
not
did the voice of the dragon.
But these aren't even really that new. Did you guys like Black
No.
Death with it's not really fantasy, but it's kind of like that. Have you seen Black Death with Sean Bean?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Sean
that's
was-
the one.
Steve, you saw it, right? Did I show that to you? Did we watch that together?
No, I watched it on my own. It was great.
Yeah. Have you seen that, Sean? Black Death? No, what are you talking about? You saw it, dude. You must have. We all bought this movie at the same time.
It's Marshall. Marshall.
Yeah, it's the Plague movie or whatever.
Yeah.
Look it up. You'll know the art. You'll know the poster in 5 seconds. It's Sean Bean. Spoilers. Yeah, he dies, but it's pretty awesome.
Well, it's Sean Bean. I mean, he's gonna
No.
die and everything.
Yeah.
Right
That's
up
why you know
fire.
Jupiter Ascending is a terrible film. Sean Bean survives.
Which one?
Jupiter Ascending.
Oh, Jupiter Ascending. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw this. Yeah.
Where the wild things are, maybe.
Oh, Sean didn't like that.
Oh.
Oh, it's boring as shit, man.
Well,
Hansel and Gretel
my
was
shit is
another one?
exciting. I don't know about yours. Whenever it happens, it's super exciting. So when you
What,
say
and where the wild things are?
no, I said my shit. You said it's boring as shit. I said that depends on whose shit you're talking about.
That's an insult to his shit.
Yeah, don't insult my shit.
Yeah. Hansel and Gretel, I guess fantasy.
Yeah,
No, but
that's
that had that swearing in it.
Yeah.
Did it?
That was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that had modern dialogue. I hate that.
I can't remember. It's Jeremy Renner and somebody else. I don't know.
Oh my god, it's the girl from Golden. It's the girl from not Golden.
Have you watched?
It's Gemma Artston.
Gemma
Gemma
Arterton.
Artston. She was in Quantum of Solace, I think.
Yeah. No.
Oh no, was she Casino Royale?
She's
Casino Royale.
Was it?
Yeah.
No,
She's Vesper?
No, you're right. You're
No,
right.
that's Eve Green.
She was Strawberry Fields.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
right.
That's right. She was.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, you're right.
No, Eve Green is. Oh, what? There was a terrible one. Oh God, hang on. It's
Riddick-
gone out of my head.
Hold on. The second Riddick movie. Well, actually, all of them are good.
All of them good, yeah.
The Chronicles of Riddick was friggin' awesome.
Well, that third one.
Oh,
where he's on that planet,
okay.
You didn't like it?
Yeah.
No. I like I like Pitch Black, but
I like Pitch Black
Chronicles of Riddick. I think it was reaching for something and it didn't quite. It stick the landing, so it just But it tried.
also. Pretty badass.
Good old Confiore.
Yeah, he's great, and Judi Dench is in it. That's like as
Yeah, big cast.
Have you watched? This is one of my all-time favorite films. By Lola Land. That is Coal Miner's Daughter. Great film.
Sure.
Loretta Lynn.
Yeah, Lola Wen.
Like the 1980s movie.
This is from 1980.
1980. Yeah, okay. No, I haven't seen. Yeah, Loretta Lynn. Yeah, no, I haven't watched it. I will check it out.
It's really good.
All right, I will check it out.
There's another fantasy film I was trying to think of. What was it?
See here, look. She's like, okay, I'm ready to go.
It's based on the country music star Lola Wen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Loretta Lynn.
Yeah. We know. Yeah, I know it. I will watch
Yeah,
it.
it was a big thing when we were kids, but I was like 3 when it came out. So
Yeah, to me, I was like, okay, is like I thought maybe it'll be
is she a
Carrie.
monster? Is there? Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, is it because it's Carrie in it, right? So I was like, oh, maybe Carrie, maybe she'll do something. And
Yeah,
it's like,
Sissy Spacek.
yeah, I thought Sissy Spacek, like she has to have powers, or else I'm just not gonna. But here, look at this. Look, she's like, I'm ready to go. I'm totally good.
And he's trying to get a peek.
It's like, oh, I love you.
There's a very brave princess.
The princess. I'm gonna go and get dead.
Well, she runs into the cave. When Galen frees her, she runs into the cave, not away from it.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
The gore police.
That Turian guy has the biggest Brit throw I've ever seen. It's like it's
Tyrion.
a goatskin cap, man. It's It's like oh my god.
They got good hair products in that time or whatever.
He doesn't comb it. He has to stir it with a ladle. Steak, man.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, they're eating away. Well, dragons got to eat food too.
They're
Yeah.
goggles. So like,
He's like,
Dragons
God
gotta eat.
damn, I'm not gonna. What the heck is going
who
on?
wants to eat?
Who wants to eat? I gotta clip that, man. I love when celebrities go insane. But Mel Gibson yelling.
The Lily Tomlin clips are the best, man. I Heart Huckabee. There's a freaking. She's destroying everyone's mouth, man.
Remember Tom Cruise lost his mind?
Yeah. the masks or whatever.
Master, people are you gotta wear masks. It's like, okay, Tom, relax.
Like
It's
stupid
fine.
Batman. What was this guy's name? Where he's
Christian Bale.
yeah, Christian Bale.
It wasn't during
Like
Batman. It was during Terminator.
No, it's Terminator Salvation.
Terminator, I know, but it's Batman, right?
Yeah, it's Batman.
He was like, you're
only-
gonna say.
If only he'd done that in his Batman voice.
Yeah,
That
it
would
would've been
have been fantastic if he'd used his Batman voice for that.
better. Oh, Spike.
Okay, this is just epic. This
We
confrontation.
got a good shot. Look at the fire here. That's awesome. There's the shield
Yeah.
blocking the.
Well,
the
there's a shot of it. There's a still of it where it's spreading its wings, breathing fire at him, and he's sort of, hunkered down behind the shield on that little rock, just holding on for dear life.
It's
Yeah,
hard.
I like how they depicted too that the fire just goes on and on and
Yeah.
on. And in your head you're like, oh, I could probably survive that. I was like, probably not, man. And he's like, oh, like when's
Yeah.
it gonna end?
Yeah.
Well,
this
then
is
it has to
nudging the-
release more flames against the ceiling, right?
Yeah.
It breathes on him, and then it just blasts the ceiling as well to get all the fire out.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is where it's nudging the dead one, the dead baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a shot coming up where all you see is the opening of its cave and just the mist, but you hear the roar. Like you know what the dragons, it's come across the dead babies, right?
It's around
And so-
here. I can't, so this thing goes in 30-second increments, and then I can go backwards in 10. So it's almost like
Yeah. Oh, that's a bit too far. That's where he says the dragon and the magician are, and magic are dying out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good line. Emrys James, I think that is, Welsh actor, but
praise in God. Only He can save you. It's like, I'm not sure.
that was actually, it's great you pointed that out, Sean, that you've got the three different, you've got Galen and magic, you've got the Christians and their faith, and then you've got the king and his legal authority, right? Because at the
Right.
end, of course, hail Cassiodorus Rex, Dragonslayer.
Dragonslayer, yeah.
Yeah, when he's putting the sword into the corpse, right?
Hey,
So
that they said the name of the movie. There you go.
Oh, you're
They
right.
did.
They said it.
It's the
They do.
punchline of the film. Yeah.
yeah.
They did say it. Yes. They said the name. I understand. What did they? What was the red letter guys? They said, "I understand the thing," or whatever. I
I
understand.
understand the reference.
Yeah, I understand that. I know what that. No, I know what that is. I know what that is.
Oh, yeah.
Captain America says that too. I
Yeah.
understood that reference.
I understood that. Yes, he does say that. Yes, that was Wizard of Oz or whatever. Yeah.
Have you got anything to eat? No, it was War Games. It's War Games in Winter Soldier film. When Black Widow says they're at the Arnim Zola computer mainframe, and she says, "Shall we play a game?" And she says, and then he says, "I understood that reference because he's seen the Matthew Broderick film." So
I thought he was saying it in the helicarrier when they mention about Judy Garland, Wizard of Oz, and then he says, "Oh, I understood that reference. I'm positive."
yeah,
it's
that too. That too. I'm just thinking of the Winter Soldier one because I've seen it more recently. So
there." Okay.
I love that film. That's
Yeah,
the best
Helicarrier,
Marvel film.
Listen, Chris Evans is like the champion of this. The second Chris Evans or Captain America is out, I'm out. It's like, except for Benedict Cumberbatch, who I just think is a cool guy. Other than that, I don't care about anybody after that. It's like as soon as Cap is gone, I'm out. It's like, yeah, that's it for me.
Do you like him as Sherlock? Cumberbatch?
I like that show. Not the last season as much, but the first two seasons were super good. The first 2 seasons were good.
Yeah, season 1 and 2, very good.
Yeah, they're very good. I didn't like the and then they did that weird special where it was like he was dreaming in time. That was like kind of weird. Here's the dragon fighting. You know what? I also had an interesting stop motion dragon was Q the winged serpent. Anyone ever see that movie?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Sean, you've seen Q, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys. That's what's his name from the stuff. What the hell's that guy's name? Oh my god, we'll find
it's
it.
It's
out.
not Michael Moriarty, is it?
Moriarty, that's it.
Yeah.
He
knows the location of the nest, but he dresses in this mega 70s suit. I've got a few conditions before I tell you. And
yeah, Q baby. Yo, dude, that dragon is awesome. Like it's zero compared to this. Obviously, it's zero.
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy's resurrected.
I suppose the Titans films, Clash of the Titans, Wrath of the Titans, that's fantasy.
Yeah.
More recent.
You know what's weird about that? I absolutely hated Clash of the Titans, the remake, but I really liked Wrath of the Titans.
It's really good. It's a good fantasy movie. Yeah.
It's better.
It's better.
It's because the original's so good. The original one of
Clash
of the Titans is so good.
You know what, dude? I'll tell you this. They could have just done Wrath of the Titans and just said it was part 2. I would have been totally cool with that because then the problem is they'd remade Clash and the Kraken is just like one of the coolest things. I don't have the Kraken toy or the Pegasus, but I have every other figure right there of all of them, all the main guys right there on my shelf. I love that. Minotaur, Minotaur is badass. Anyways, we're gonna do the all of those. I have every Harryhausen movie or anything.
Yeah, we'll do the Harryhausen movie.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Jamie, what's going on, man? Thanks for coming in. Feeding that drag was a bad idea. Ron Reagan gave it a great speech about appeasement. Yes, that's right. You're right. It's a great movie, but slow pace. Yeah, it is slow pace, but it's like saying, and I agree. Dragon comes is like, well, here's what I would have said. I would have said, you want a virgin? Listen, when do you need it by? Well, I need one every month. I'd be like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. I said, can you wait 3 months and then we'll give you 3 virgins just to give us a head start on our virgins. And then for those 3 months, I'd super train everybody and then do the big virgins. And then when the dragon shows up, we just stab the shit out of them. That's the tactic you do right there.
We're farming virgins.
You got to do Lagan. Anyone ever see Lagan? You got to do Lagan. Make the deal. Say you'll pay 3 times and then beat them at their own game. That's what you got to do.
The only man to make a Lagan reference on the internet this week. There you go.
Yes, I don't think you're going to see that reference anywhere. Especially not if you're talking about Dragonslayer. But this is so cool. They go to the there it is, the glowing orb.
Well, it's like
smashed into
the
Yeah.
Like this is a wizard. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
This is straight up Dungeons and Dragons here.
Oh, look at that!
Yeah, there we go.
Oh my god, 1981. It's like, wow, that is crazy, man.
Best screen dragon ever.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
They should show this in every drive-in theater.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Labyrinth is awesome. Yeah.
The remake was
what remake?
Time for Clash when
Clash. Sorry.
Because I knew what to expect, so it wasn't quite as horrid as the first time I saw it.
Yeah, I mean I own it. The remake.
It's still not great, but
Wrath of the Titans is way better.
Well, Wrath is way better. Like I saw that twice in the theater, so obviously I think it's way better.
Yeah, look how awesome this is. This is great.
Oh wow. Look at that shot.
Right.
The director, when I was watching that, the making of, he said he didn't want the wings to flap too often because it would look a little bit not goofy, but it would look a little more bird-like. What he wanted was the wings to be outstretched, so it flew like a fighter jet. So it had that sort of menacing, soaring appearance. You know
what's crazy is how the camera lingered on the dragon when it fell. Like I wasn't expecting it to linger on it as long as it did. So you saw, all the gore come out of it and like that had come out of it and stuff. It was quite. I wasn't expecting it again.
Okay, if you read The Hobbit, right, and the end of that chapter, Fire and Water, you read that chapter and you read the last page where Smaug gets hit by the arrow about Smaug's fall from the sky.
Yep.
That, what they do in this movie is exactly how I pictured that. Because Smaug, of course, crashes into the lake, right?
Yep.
And there's a huge cloud of steam that goes up. But like you read that page and you're like, it's something like with a scream that was, I can't remember. With a scream that splits, with a shriek that splits stone, I think is the phrase he uses. Smaug shot spouting into the air and crashed down in ruin on the town. And, you know, the waves come in. I have to find it. But yeah.
Can't you memorize an entire novel for a stream? Really? This is
Sorry. No, but if you No, go ahead, Sean.
No, I was
Sorry,
going to
Sean.
say, it reminded me of Star Trek 3 when the Enterprise is falling. It's the same sort of visual.
Yeah.
And that was like 2 years later. You know, it's like streaking with clouds and stuff, like with smoke coming down.
But how its wings fold up, like it's curled up because it's been blown. Its inside's been blown out, right?
This is cool.
Yeah, well, this is cool because this is him laying the claim that he slayed the dragon, and he had nothing to do with it. But he needs to lay that claim, right?
Yeah. And he needs to lay her.
Well,
you're so right, Sean. The king is a really complex character.
Yeah.
You know, he's a pragmatist, but he's also very sentimental. He gives Galen back the amulet so he can rest, so he can save Elspeth. So he's a very layered character, the king, and he doesn't get killed at the end. At the end, he's still in charge of the kingdom. You know,
he's not really a bad guy. He's an antagonist, but like, he's I was gonna say J-Man Immortals is another good fantasy movie that was made in the last 20 years. I like it a lot.
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill, with that bow that it materializes as he does this. Yeah.
Yes, it's the
Mickey Rourke too.
Yeah. Mickey Rourke as the bunny rabbit guy or whatever the hell that was.
That's bizarre, but Luke Evans, great Welsh actor as Zeus.
So the dragon, they made a 40-foot model. That's basically it, and that's what they use. But they obscure it a lot, and then at the end you see it more when he's jumping on it and stabbing it. But there's a lot of moving parts to it that make it look alive. You know.
Well, they didn't have the technology to articulate it too much, right? The when it's crawling, that's the stop motion. That's Phil Tippett, the genius Phil Tippett, right? Drawing on his experience of doing the Battle of Hoth in Empire Strikes Back the year before, right? So and that had rods and all kinds of movements and stuff. Yeah, so the artistry behind this film, when you watch the making of, it just makes you appreciate it so much more. So much thought and care and imagination went into creating that creature. And I think it paid off 100%, you know?
Yeah.
This is me, though.
That poster you showed, J-Man,
is ridiculously awesome. This one,
was that like a teaser? Like, imagine you see that in a theater. It's like that movie's not going to look like this. Like,
this looks like a video game. This looks like a video game or something, right? But I mean, look, there's your sort of virgin. Like the post. This is the poster we know. I meant virgin as in. No text or whatever, like I didn't mean this is the poster. This is like the normal. This is the DVD I had. This is the normal poster people know. So I had this on VHS. So what was the VHS like? Let me see. This purple one. This is what I had.
Yeah,
the purple one. Yes, that's exactly the one I had.
What a wonderful movie. Thanks for doing this, guys. I really, really appreciate it. And I think so many people, a whole generation, have missed out on this film, and it's the stuff of dreams, you know.
Yeah, it's like crazy epic. Oh my god, they put VHS tapes in this crap now. Jesus,
I know.
You guys are really lucky, actually, Sean and J-Man, and all of you in North America. You know that there are two different versions of Ridley Scott's Legend, yeah?
Yes.
And the one you saw, and I saw because I was living in Canada, has the score by Tangerine Dream. It's edited differently. It's the good one. It's great. Like I've got I on my playlist I got that ending of with, and there's the Brian Ferry song as well. But like that version of Legend's fantastic. The European version, which is unfortunately on Disney Plus and all the other platforms, is garbage. It's terrible.
So
I love Legend.
yeah, the Blu-ray should have both versions, and you can select. I'd have to check. It's probably if I see it in my eye line, I can grab it. God, I see everything but that. Like literally, it must be behind some of my toys.
Good movie. Good movie.
Oh my God, I have In the Name of the King Part 2. I didn't even know there was a Part 2. but I own it on Blu-ray. But I was like, In the Name of the King. Remember that was with Dolph Lundgren and whatnot, wasn't it?
Mm.
Oh no, Jason Statham. That was Jason Statham. Dolph Lundgren must be in the
Dragon Siege. Yeah, we saw it in the theater.
Yeah, but there's a Part 2.
Oh, I know that.
Oh, there it is. Yes, see? Okay, I do. It's Dolph Lundgren. Okay, so I own that.
Jason Statham.
But that one, that Part 2 is not Yuri Bowl, is it?
Yeah, no, I don't.
I don't know, but it's Dolph Lundgren.
Part 1 was the Yuri Bowl one where the kid was like, I love you, and I love Dad, and I love like I was like, oh my God, this kid's gonna die. And then that statue comes alive and like hunts him down and like mega stun.
Oh my God, there's an In the Name of the King 3.
That Vinnie Jones.
Got mega destroyed, man.
Oh no, it's Dominic Purcell.
It's Dominic Purcell, yeah.
It was he was Dracula in Blade 3.
Yeah, he was Dracula, and he's also Heatwave in
Legends of Tomorrow. He was one of the main characters in Prison Break.
Yep, Prison Break, yeah.
I gotta watch these.
Oh my God, Matthew Lillard is in this too. Like,
yeah, there's a million people, and there's an all-star cast in that movie.
Is that Burt Reynolds?
Yeah,
Burt Reynolds. Well, okay. Listen.
What alternate universe was this made in?
Listen, all I know is that 2 out of the 5 people on this panel saw this in the theater. We support Burt Reynolds. We support, and then 3 other people said "F you" to this movie. I don't know. It's up to you guys. Whatever you say.
That first movie, I remember being crazy.
Remember that? What do you think of the Guy Ritchie King Arthur film?
I didn't see it yet.
I own it. Let me take a look at it. What's her name?
It's Charlie Hunnam, an English actor who's so terrible he can't even do an English accent.
Sorry, no. I borrowed it from the library. I haven't watched it yet. I thought you were talking about the one with Keira Knightley.
No, I like that one. Clive Owen. I quite like that one.
Yes. That was okay. Yeah,
it's not bad.
That's not a bad film. Was it any good?
This one or the Clive Owen Keira Knightley one?
No, the Clive Owen one I own, so I know that one was okay.
Yeah.
This one I haven't seen.
I'd be interested to see your thoughts because I mean my wife likes it. It grew on me after repeated viewings, but just the idea of Guy Ritchie importing his London sort of gangster themes into the King Arthur myths didn't sit that well with me, and I don't like Charlie Hunnam. Jude Law is amazing in it. Jude Law is fantastic. Charlie Hunnam is an English actor who is so bad he can't even do an English accent, and he's got one.
Yeah,
his English accent's unconvincing.
Wasn't he in that 50 Shades of Grey?
No, that's Jamie Dornan. He's Irish.
I get those guys. I get those two.
No, Steve, you haven't watched Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy. Yeah.
That was his show.
I haven't seen.
And I'm like, and I wasn't with him in that one. I'm like, literally, are you in or out? Like I was with Ron Perlman. It's like, are you in this gang? Or are you not in this gang? That's what I'm looking at right here. And I watched all of it, and I'm thinking, yeah, I'm with you. Like, are you in or are you out? And then his stupid girlfriend got killed, and then they tortured this guy because his mom said it was this other guy and it wasn't him. I was like, ugh.
She was great. Katie Sagal is the mum. You know that's based on Hamlet, eh? That show was based on Hamlet.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't. I've watched it all, and I've read Hamlet and seen many versions of Hamlet, but I didn't piece that together because I was
Ron
just like,
Perlman's name is Clarence, right?
Yeah.
Because he's meant to be Uncle Claudius.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Gemma is the mother's name based on Gertrude, right? So yeah, and look at the I guess the wife or his wife, his girlfriend was meant to be Ophelia, but I don't know. It's a funny show. Do you think I should see Ron Perlman because he's coming to town this weekend?
For sure.
Absolutely.
I like Ron Perlman. We're gonna go see a bunch of people at Niagara Falls Comic Con. One of them is not Michael Ironside because he's going on the day that we're not going. And he's only going to be that day, and they won't let you change tickets and they won't refund you. So you can either just buy more tickets or not. So whatever. But like Warwick Davis is going to be there.
Warwick Davis.
Yeah.
You've got to meet Warwick Davis.
That'd for sure. Yeah, that'd be great.
Amazing.
But I mean, I like Willow, Leprechaun, Ewoks. Like I like all this stuff. It's like I own every Leprechaun movie. I own all the Ewok movies. I own Willow, of course.
Do you get his game show over there?
Yeah. Hey Ross, what's
Tenable?
going on? No, we don't. Ross, what's going on? I gotta end this stream in like 2 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying hi and goodbye then. I can't believe you're still at it.
Yeah, we're still going. Usually I'm done by now, but there you go. Okay, so our second last words I'll let Ross say.
Sure. Well, I could talk about this film for another few hours because it means a lot to me just because I enjoyed it so much, and it's been an absolute treat to talk to all of you about it and share the passion for this wonderful film, and still, in my opinion, the greatest dragon ever put on the big screen. In every aspect. So thanks, J-Man. Thanks, Sean. And thanks, everybody. Thanks, chat, for being here to listen to us rant and rave. And yeah, that's all from me. Thank you, everyone.
All right, thanks. Okay, we'll look at the poll real quick. 42% give it a 5 out of 5, so that's all good. 33% give it a 4 out of 5. I'll accept that. And then other people gave it 3 or 2, so they're lucky I don't know who they are. All right, so Ross, what are your thoughts on this movie in like 2 minutes or less? You loved it. Anything else to add? Oh, he's frozen.
He's
That's
frozen
it.
with the Dragonslayer.
You're frozen. You're dead. You're dead. Rest in peace. That's it. You're done. Dragonslayer.
Awesome.
All right, folks. Make sure everyone is subscribed to everybody else here. All the links for everything is in the description. Sean, what do you got going on?
Tomorrow I have Batman 363 coming up on the channel, and on Tuesday I have Transformers UK number 13. Starting a new UK story. I just put up a G.I. Joe art video today.
Great video.
And yeah, and thanks, man. And NBC Saturday morning preview yesterday. So lots of cool stuff on my channel. Give it a look. And hope you enjoy it.
Awesome. Anybody else want to say anything about anything they're doing, or?
Can I say one thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
I've got a mate, the Northern English Bastard, who's a YouTuber, and he's doing a retrospective of Miami Vice. He's done season 1. He's now doing season 2. It's on based in the UK, so it's probably your Saturday evening, possibly.
What's it
you're
called?
5
What's
hours
his channel
behind.
called?
So his channel is called Northern English Bastard, as in B''STARD. And
Bastard?
believe it or not, I'm actually appearing on that stream to talk about season 2 of Miami Vice. So it's very, very terrible guests, real morons. Like he's got me on, so they're really struggling.
Is his okay? So okay, I think I found it here. I'll put his link up. Is that him?
That's the one.
Yeah. Okay.
Luke,
there you
yeah.
go. I found it.
Yep, that's the guy.
All right, Steve. What do you got? Anything?
I'm still working through the Friday the 13th to do that epic retrospective article for the movie Elite. I've done 1 to 7, so now I'm about to see him go to Manhattan eventually after he gets off the boat.
Yes. Yeah. Jason takes a boat, which eventually ends up in Manhattan for the third act. That's what they were going to call the movie that, but they thought Jason Takes Manhattan sounds cool. I've only seen that one 700 times.
I see that guy's head off is awesome.
I think most of the Friday 13th movies I've seen about 1,000 times. Some of them I've only seen about 700 or 800, and that's one of the lower tiered ones, unfortunately.
Those are rookie numbers.
Yeah, it's like Jason Goes to Hell. Oh yeah, that's a terrible movie. I hate it. Yeah, I think I've only seen that one. No, like legitimately, I've probably seen that 14 times. I've got the poster, I've got the soundtrack on CD. It's like, yeah, I don't like. Do you like Jason Goes to Hell? No, I didn't like it that much. It's like I see the poster right there framed. Yeah, there's that. It's like you have the CD soundtrack, which is super rare. No one has it. Yeah, there's that. It's like, okay, you have it on VHS. Yeah, there's that. And like you've got it on Blu-ray and DVD. And yeah, it doesn't mean just because I bought everything doesn't mean I
actually like it.
Like it.
The other thing is that the Prairie Book Review did a review of Wizards and Demons, my latest book. So if anyone wants to read that review, you can go to my website, which I know J-Man has.
I just posted the link.
To take a look at it.
Yeah, Joe Dog, you got anything?
Not really. I do have a X where I just post some comic book shit, so check me out there. And thank you so much for having me on to talk about Dragonslayer. That was really fun.
Awesome. Thanks for coming on. That was great. And yes, Jason X is very. I love Jason X. Like not in a ironic way. Oh, it's so bad. No, I love Jason X. It's great. That's the first Friday the 13th movie I saw in the theater. So every Friday 13th movie has a special meaning for me because of the circumstances of how I watched it or why I saw it and whatever. So anyways, but six is my favorite. Yeah, six is good. From Batman 89. That kind of worked out. All right, folks. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for Avengers, man. Take it easy, guys.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man. And he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.